Hello, Amy, Sally, Ben. I don't know who else is in. Michelle hasn't talked. Anyone else? Say hello. Anyway, we're going for a little walk around Istanbul today. And we were actually going to see if we could. I'll wait until a few people have dropped in and said hello, and we'll explain a bit more about what we're up to. So out and about today, there have been thunderstorms all day long. So Michelle, do you need to just prompt people out on Facebook as well?
I don't think I've got anything at the moment.
I don't know if anyone's in that's watching, they can share the link out for the video on Facebook, or if you can do it on Instagram, it would be appreciated to get a few people in asking some questions today. We were hoping, you can see behind me, we were hoping to get a nice sunset. Yeah, well, that will all become clear, Ben, as the day goes on. These little urchins here. As soon as he sees me, he puts his hand out for money. Hello, boys. Hello, man. They were happy playing on basically hot wiring a Simit van. This one behind me. They were about to try and unplug it and steal it. And then they saw the camera and they thought, oh no, we should be asking for money.
The Diablo Mum's in, cute nail tutorial.
Good day, good day. So, if you see anything you want to, good day, mate. If you see anything you want me to investigate further, it'd be funny if we actually see one of my favourite scams in Istanbul today with the shoe cleaners. I'll try and catch it on camera if we can. If I see one of them, you'll get to see one of Istanbul's most common scams. It's quite funny, but they're often around this area, so we'll see if they're here. If we're lucky, we might catch one.
Photography says crafty little sods they were.
Yeah,
they're terrible.
They're okay. You know, that's their business. That's their way. Their income is asking for money. And before they saw us, they were just quite happy trying to sort of hot wire a Simit trolley and roll it down the hill. So thanks for the chin strap comment, Ben. Oh man, it's been a tough week this week, and I'll explain to you why there haven't been videos this week, why it's been a little hard, and maybe you'll feel sorry for us. Maybe you won't. I'm looking for sympathy. I'm looking. Look at this here. Let me turn the camera around. It's a nice area of town. So up there, a lot of nightclubs, nice fancy hotels all along here.
Watch the puddles. You don't step in the puddles.
We've had rainstorms, like thunderstorms, all day. Tell me if you'd rather see out, by the way, than see me.
So Ruru says hi from Cornwall.
Hello from Cornwall.
Ruru.
Hello Cornwall. Ruru, like R-O-O.
Yes, like kangaroo.
Like kangaroo from Cornwall. We've tried.
Oh, Ben's not giving you any sympathies. He says no sympathies, Steve.
Well, there you go. So who's in? Let's have a quick
Sally
look.
Sally's had lots of rain this week, too, and thunder.
Hello Paul, how are you, mate?
Paul's in. Hi,
Sally,
Paul.
Ben, Ruru, Cheap Shot Photography.
Diablo Mom and Amy.
And Diablo Mum and a few others. Say hello if you're in. We're okay, Amy. We're as good as can be expected to be in this. It's been a strange week, and I'm probably going to put a video up on the weekend to try and condense what's been happening this week. Every time, oh, look at this lampshade over here, everyone. Look at this.
Chair.
No, the lampshade.
The lampshade.
Can you see? Standard lamp, really. There's a guy's body going up to what looks like a big tin bucket on his head. That's kind of cool, isn't it?
He's These guys are only expecting little people.
There's little footsteps on the floor. So how have you all been? This is the
Watching from sunny.
Istanbul Modern. It's closed. It's really hard to try to share with you what's happening in the world that we're in when everything's quite as utopic as I said on my video today, meaning dystopic. We've been out to make 2 or 3 videos this week and I've had a bit of a meltdown. I'm just not feeling it. So we go out with an idea of filming something, and by the time I'm sort of 50 paces down the street, I'm sucking, aren't I, Michelle?
It's all gone out the window.
It's all gone out the window.
Almost about 3 or 4 times this week, so I don't think we've achieved one, have we? Not a complete
So we
one.
haven't been able to make videos, mainly because each time I get out, there's something that's kind of bugging me.
Off the road, car coming.
Car's coming. So I'm sorry about that. Look at this view down here. Ooh, no sunnies on today. That's quite a view.
So it's sunny here now, but we've had 2 days of rain, haven't we? I was reading Istanbul's actually had flooding, not where we are, but it has had flooding.
It's very lush and green. Look at this. How pretty these buildings look behind me, with all the vines. I know, Ben, meditation. It's quite funny that after my mindful meditation about getting yourself sort of calm, the last 3 times I've been out. Hi, Jasper James. The last 3 times I've been out, I start filming and then I just can't feel it, because one of the reasons is I don't think that these videos that we make, if we seriously said, you know, look at Istanbul with us, nobody would want to watch them in a year's time because of all the mask wearing and the sort of paranoia that's on the streets at the moment. So I'm not explaining it very well, am I, Michelle?
We'll get somewhere.
Let's get off this road.
Not an easy one, this one.
This one's a bit wet, a bit slippy. So chasing sunsets is a little bit also, although we're hoping to see a beautiful sunset this evening and take you to watch a sunset down on the waterfront, it has a meaning, almost like the grass is greener sort of thing. You'll forgive me. This is how I feel when I'm filming as well, by the way. You're seeing it live now. This sort of, the idea is in my head, but the reality is somewhat lacking.
So Ben says don't worry about Steve, we'll still watch them, but that's not really quite what we're aiming at, is it? It's not what we're aiming at, but it's the...
I wanted to go out, Ben, and actually really show some of the beautiful things of Istanbul, but I'm not feeling it at the moment in many ways, because of the, I won't say the beauty's not here of the, you know, I mean, look at that chimney there. You get a chance to watch a series on YouTube, which is actually BBC, called It's Fred Dibner, D-I-B-N-E-R, The Story of Fred, I think it's called. He's a steeplejack, and if you're stuck at home, you want to watch the whole series. It's really good. It's about a guy, an older guy, Yorkshire lad, Lancashire, I'm not sure. Get into trouble.
Yeah, we'll get
mixing up my Yorkshires and Lancashires. And he climbs up on those great big chimney stacks and takes me out. It's fascinating. Hello, Jan, how are you? Look at this here.
So Diablo Mum says they're good for historical documentation, meaning our videos, if we put them up, will show this in years to come.
Yeah. Now this here, last week when I came down, these pampas grasses, or these grasses that are growing down here, there was, just turn the camera on me, Michelle.
Okay.
So there were a group here. They were sort of pulling them up and cutting them off, you know. So they were pulling them up into sort of knots and cutting them off with scissors.
One pair of scissors were not very sharp, were they? So they were.
And they were struggling to hack through them. Mert, hello man.
Yes, we left you alone, Mert. Go and do some work.
Mert's a friend, Ben. Don't you ban him. Well, you can ban him if you want. Mert's one of my neighbours. I left you, Mert. I left you, man.
You had to come back and see me, Mert.
I have been talking to neighbours and friends since 1 o'clock today. It's now
6:40.
6:40, so I haven't stopped speaking. So don't be surprised if my voice fails us tonight. So yeah, they were here just sort of like trimming these down, getting ready for the season, hoping the tourists are going to return. There are very few tourists here at the moment. People that are here are either stuck here or they're locals. There's really not an opening up of the tourist industry yet.
So Jan says she's doing fine. It's very humid where she is.
Good, oh, Jan.
Here, isn't it, a little bit? Not humid.
Mert was saying it was hot today here, but I thought it was quite cool. I've got double layers on, Mert, just in case the rain comes again.
I've got my jumper just in case.
Look at these lovely tiles over here. We've got the Galata Tower in tile form just here. That's rather nice, isn't it? And actually, there's some sort of Icarus character up there. I don't know who that is. And actually, if we just come round here, say hello, Michelle.
Hello. I don't think you can see it. It's what you wanted to see.
Is that it through there?
Maybe.
Let's go and have a look at the Galata Tower for real. It's only a couple of 100 meters from where we are.
Just want me to walk back up the hill, don't you?
I do. I love these Turkish lamps. These lamps, you can't see them very well in this camera, but they have like a cobalt blue glass in them. And you see a lot of the Turkish lamps here with beautiful coloured glass.
Yes, I do have a chin strap, Ben. You haven't explained why.
Ben, Mert can tell you, apparently as of today or yesterday, it is now the law to wear a mask everywhere. And it is really goaded me some, mate, so let's not talk too much about it. And also we have some new laws, just in case they weren't enough. We've just been told, let's go down this little alleyway here.
That's a nice one.
So we've also been told there will be a curfew this weekend
Oh yes, we've been naughty again.
we have been naughty citizens.
Yes.
And so there is a curfew between 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock or something on Saturday.
Oops.
Yeah. There is another one the following weekend between 9 and 6:15, and I think there is another one on the following Sunday between 9 a.m. and 3:37:04 or something. So you tell me, I don't know what it all means. This is rather nice, isn't it? Oh look, I'll turn this round. Look at these. What have we got here? What is that?
It's pretty.
It's rather nice, isn't it? And in 3 colours.
So Catherine Appa says hi, Steve.
Catherine, hello Catherine, how are you?
And Billy Menny says it's because there'll be a big exam for students. That's why there's a curfew. But they'll be in their exam.
I know the reasoning. I know what the public announcement is. There's an exam for students. And that's about as far as I'm willing to comment. It makes about as much sense as all the other curfews. Look at these. These are the lamps I was talking about. These are the very beautiful Turkish lamps that we see all over Istanbul here. We're on a hill again, Michelle.
Yeah, we're going down. That means you've got to come back up again.
So this is the Galata Frida house.
See, nowhere's got any customers, have they?
Everywhere's empty. And up here, I reckon we see the Galata Tower Oh no. Let's go up through.
I think it is up on this corner though, isn't it?
Would have been a bit snappier if I just turned around and saw the Galata Tower, though, rather than having
Can
to
you remember why you're going
walk
up to
an
the
hour.
Galata Tower? Because you saw those nice tiles.
For those of you that have just joined us, here, this guy here, he's just been doing up his workshop. He makes this instrument here. Tell me the name. So he makes these oud type instruments. They're not called oud. And here's his workshop, but he's actually doing up his workshop at the moment. Baglama. It's a cool instrument. But because of the corona, they've had the time to just gut out. When I first saw that place, it was full of sawdust and dirt. We can go down it, we'll see it through here. Baglama. Yes.
Sad. Okay. Always a bit wet.
It's raining. Et pluie. Pluie, pluie.
See how quiet it is, look.
Barbers. And bear in mind, this is about, what time is it? 7 o'clock? 6:30 in the evening.
On a Friday.
There's some people. They're probably the owners. Marhaba, how are you? Ah, good, always. Well, you know, as good as can be expected. He says, making sure that I'm grumbling today.
Ben says soon Steve will be speaking fluent Turkish, I'm sure of it. It's been here long enough.
Watching from Abu Dhabi.
Oh, nice.
Oh, we're on the hill. Now we're back on the hill.
I think it's that way. Let's see.
We
Where
will
we
tell
are.
you.
You know this one.
Pazartesi diyelim. Tamam pazartesi olsun.
Oh, yeah, it's just up there, isn't it?
Pazartesi öğleden sonra.
So we've missed the Galata Tower a little bit. Should be just through there somewhere. Oh, you've seen it. I don't want to go down the hill
No,
particularly. I'd rather go down the back alleys and see if we find anything. Look, this hill here, you've seen me walk down it many times before. This is quite busy. So this is a cobbled street that Michelle and I walk up and down quite frequently. And there's a lot of music shops around here.
So Cuniet says, folks, there used to be a great Georgian restaurant right down the Galata Tower. I don't know if it's still around, but it was called the Galata House. Might want to check it out. Cheers.
There's a lot of really cool places around here, but they're not really fully operating. They might serve a bit of tea, but they're not fully operating because there's just... We went out the other day for food, and one of the problems that we found was the quality of what we were buying in some of these places wasn't that good because they're not fully stocked up.
They're not getting through this stuff, are they? So they're just not.
But for example, where we go in our little local place, the ayran, the local ayran is not being made because they're not allowed to serve ayran from the bubbling. If you've ever seen ayran served in Istanbul, it's like almost like frothing white foam in a yogurt drink, and it's beautiful, but they're not allowed to serve that at the moment.
So Amy says watching from Wolverhampton. And Ben
Hey,
says,
Amy.
on the bright side, are the restaurants still open, Steve?
No,
Can you come
yes,
to that a little bit?
they are a little. They're open but barely trading and barely surviving.
So Bill and
Baglama.
Megan says, until when are you guys going to be in Turkey? Oh, he's really done it out, hasn't he?
He's really modernised.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're walking back
Yeah.
past the. Is it the Baglama?
Yeah.
Bazuki, Baglama,
And this guy as well.
Oud. They do actually say Oud as well.
They
So
do. I think maybe different shapes, different ones.
it's a one-way street again. Look,
Don't fall over the spikes.
spikes on the ground. These ones are really sharp as well. Look how sharp they are. If you happen to, hello fella. Oi, what's wrong?
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. It's It's just life. So we're going to take you down, and if we find somewhere with a nice view, this is not very well planned. If we happen upon somewhere with a nice view, we're going to stop and get ourselves a drink or something to eat.
Yeah, Ben said so. Go to more restaurants, Steve and Michelle. Well, we would if you could find a good one.
We can. Ben, we will, mate, but we're a little bit. It's complicated.
So Paul's saying, but off subject, I'm in a sticky wicket and need some quick advice. I want to make a recipe today that calls for white wine, but I don't have any. Can I substitute with vinegar?
No. No. White wine is vinegar that's sort of unspoiled, Paul. So, you know. Yeah, vinegar is white wine technically that's gone off. So you're looking for a very sour flavour, and you use it fairly sparingly in a recipe. Whereas white wine has none of those sort of those bitter tastes, sour bitter tastes. Look at this nice building here. I'll get onto it, mate. I'll explain to you. I think you're getting my answer anyway. Hello, man. How are you? Oh, look. There is the Galata Tower. Look. Let's just get the. So there's the Galata. Although I think I'm underexposed. I don't know if I can do it in a live stream. Yeah. We'll have to walk. We'll walk a little bit closer towards it. So Paul, in short, no, I wouldn't be using for sure vinegar to go with even a white wine vinegar would spoil your dish. It would be too intense. You know, you can dispense with the wine. Say you're making a risotto or something, and you need to use a nice white wine because you want that flavour that it imparts into the dish. You can't replace vinegar with that, but you can dispense with it. So. Yeah, cider, but cider, it's a very different flavour. So, you know, if you put cider into a risotto and you were using, well, it's quite busy along here, isn't it?
It is quite busy along here.
Look here, man. Bustling.
I would probably just put some stock in if maybe that's
Stock, I would go with stock. If you have no, you know, I wouldn't change you're not going for a really, the alcohol mainly burns off anyway. So, can you tell me what the recipe is? Might make it easier, actually. Famous cafe. Is this a famous cafe, Mert? Is that why it's so busy? Let me just. Okay, look. Here is the Galata Tower.
One thing to another.
So here's the Galata Tower, right next to us. And that cafe there, the one on that corner there, is absolutely thumping. Europa Viaggia.
Yes, it's quite famous.
Viaggia, okay.
Steak, Paul's making. Ooh. Getting water.
So no, I would use a stock, mate. If you haven't got any white wine, I wouldn't. You could experiment with a cider, but you probably haven't got cider either. Somebody mentioned that. Wow, it's busy here. Look at this.
And thank you, Paul, for the super chat.
Thank you very much, Paul. The simple answer, though, is no. You can't use vinegar.
No, that wouldn't be good.
You're probably using a white stock, a vegetable stock, or a chicken stock. So I would I would stick with that and just experiment with your herbs and flavors if you haven't got the wine.
Yeah, Paul says he has an apple cider vinegar, but that sounds like a no-go.
They always come here to get their photographs taken. Let me show you. How are you? Getting your photos done? Photos?
That looks quite nice when you look up.
So we're under the Galata Tower here. And the girls come here to get their photos done.
See you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. It's busy down here. Interesting, we're going to dodge down this little alleyway here. It's cozy. Look at this place with the Turkish teacups. These are the beautiful Turkish teacups. There's the little porcelain ones, but the more traditional ones you tend to see on the streets of this sort of style, this little tapered style here, or this one here. 30 Turkish liras for one piece. Actually, this is far closer to the style we see on the streets without actually the gold gilt on the bottom. Hello, man. Merhaba, how are you?
Don't fall over the cat.
Hello. Quite a happy little cat.
Mert wants to know where your mask is.
Shut up, Mert. Mert, you said you would pay my fine for me, so that's all right. So I'm sorted. There's a lot of people, Mert, still out without masks. I can't do a live stream without a mask because some of my listeners only lip read, and it's important that they're able to see my lips. It's a prerequisite. If you actually do a live stream without a mask on YouTube, with a mask, I'm sorry, if there's a chance you'll get banned. So unfortunately, I have to wear it under my chin.
It's very muffled anyway, isn't it, with the mask on?
It is. Look at this little alleyway.
We're working our way down.
Thank you, Mert. Mert just said he'd pay 900 liras towards our fine.
Oh, that's fine.
Thank you,
There's
Mert.
two of us though, Mert.
1800, man. Mind the spikes. Okay, we're going down the big hill. So yeah, we filmed Beşiktaş. We filmed. We were going over to the mosque, but it's all closed. The Blue Mosque. We tried to film a lot this week, and it just failed. Mainly because I spat my dummy out pretty early on in the videos. Michelle said everything I filmed was unusable. And I tend to agree with her. We're probably, like a lot of you, just wondering how long is this going to go on for. The borders are still not open to many countries. You know, there are some options for getting out of Turkey if we want to, but only to a certain amount of places. So I'm feeling a little bit like we can't go where we want to go. You know, we can't make a choice. You can just go to where they designate you can go to, and that's driving us around the bend a little bit. And it's been a hard week. So sorry we haven't done the videos that we would normally do.
Not through lack of trying, we have tried.
I actually made a little montage of some of the failures, and I'm going to put them up this weekend with another little talk. Man, this is steep,
Isn't it?
this road.
I think it's steps at the bottom.
Any questions, Michelle, coming up?
So, no, I'm not seeing any, but that's whether I'm connected or not.
Tricolour, yes, Annie. Tricolour. Or what do they call them? Is another tricolour here. So it must be female, right? Tricolour cats are female cats. Or calico cats. This is a calico. Hello, sweetheart. So three-colour cats are always female cats. And I really only discovered this myself recently. When you see a tortoiseshell cat or a beautiful three-colour cat like this one.
McLeod says hi.
Wow, this is steep.
And watch these steps there.
Hello. So this is a girl for sure. You don't even have to really check, because boys, the gene that causes the three colours is to do with the X and Y chromosomes, basically. For a male to actually have most of them, or much more than most of them, if a male cat has three colours, a tricolour cat, it's almost certainly going to be sterile and sickly. So it's quite often you'll see ginger tom cats. These are sort of single colour or double colour cats, but you rarely see I don't know where we are, Michelle. Let's just carry on down, shall we?
Just keep going down, we'll get there. So Diablo Mom says Governor Newsom of California just made mask wearing mandatory outside of your own home.
Yeah, well, you know what he can do, she can do.
I don't know whether we get down here. The Brit said Indish.
It's a bit ugly, isn't it? Can we get down?
There might be steps, or there might just be a drop off.
Okay, we'll try it anyway. I don't want to talk too much about masks and things today. It'll just get me frustrated.
How do you know so much about cats?
I don't really. We're in the city of cats. You know, this is the city of cats. Istanbul has more cats per capita than probably any other city in the world, and therefore you take an interest in the cats. And I love cats anyway. So you'll find that it's to do with the X, Y, and chromosome. I'll get the figures wrong if I start trying to quote it. I think if a male cat has an XXY chromosome, it can be tricolour, but it also means it's most likely going to be sterile, and it's going to be weak, and it's going to be sick. So people do actually try to sometimes look for male tricolour cats, but you can't breed them, and generally they're so genetically messed up that they don't make very healthy cats. So it's interesting, isn't it, to know that three colour cats are pretty much only female.
So Carl McLeod says, where are you? It looks nice.
We're in Istanbul.
Ben just answered that. Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, we're in Istanbul.
Eddie said they were lovely looking stairs, the ones you showed back there.
They were nice, weren't they? That's why
Yes.
I wanted to show them. Beautiful little zigzagging staircase. A little bit treacherous to walk down while you're vlogging.
So Martin's just telling us about the daytime curfew tomorrow next weekend. We've heard.
Yes, we've heard all about the stupid curfews. We're a bit over it, to be frank, and that's what every time I go out and I start filming, all I end up doing is ranting about curfews, and I'm trying to get my head into a more positive frame of mind. And a lot of people actually who are not in Istanbul maybe won't understand how we feel, because I actually don't think other countries around the world are doing the same sort of bizarre. We talked about this with Mert, my buddy here before. Around where the back streets of Istanbul, almost nobody, I mean this gentleman here has not got a mask on, that guy that's just walked past the end of the road hasn't got a mask on. So I didn't want to talk about masks, did I? It's not being particularly enforced, and therefore, yeah, it's a long discussion and one I'm not prepared to have today. Keep everything positive.
Eddie said it's exactly noon here in Vermont, about to make myself some eggs for lunch.
Beautiful. But we're out on a busy road now.
Cross over somewhere. And Annie says a white cat lacks colour pigment. You want to go down this road over here?
I want to get down onto the
Yeah, I
waterfront.
think if we go down that road, we might get down.
We're going to cross over this treacherous main road. Say goodbye to Michelle and Steve. We're about to
Look the right way.
lose it.
There we go.
You saw it here first.
So,
This area here is really dead. It used to be all sports shops, outdoor shops, bike shops. Everything is closed down.
So Bill and Mayan says, watch most of the videos, but says, have you tried cockroach yet?
No, because the places that do the cockroach, the good ones are not serving it, and the ones that are serving it, it looks like they're dragging it out pre-coronavirus. It doesn't look good. I saw a guy in one of the local stores with a cockroach, and he bought it out for the morning, and it was like a log that had dried out from being cooked days before, and he was popping it up on the rack to reheat it. And I thought, no, it's not for me. I want my cockroach to be freshly made, at least within a month of service. So look at this. This is a little chandlery shop. Look, ropes and hooks, and casters and wheels, all sorts. And we are near the coast now. So look, here's, you can smell the fish. So you see a lot of, so here's a chandlery. Look at this place. Let's go inside. Let's see if they don't mind us having a little look. Look, how cool is this? Boat chandlers. So you've got lifeboats, not buoys, what are these weights called? I forget what the name of them is. Hello, Maraba, how are you? And anchors, and these are springs, I think, for the sails and rigging. How are you? You don't mind just having a look? Can I come? So you are all sailing gear, yes?
Yes.
So they got steering wheels up here, fishing gear, grappling irons. Thank you, man. If I go much deeper, I'm gonna lose my own. I've got to the extent of my sailing knowledge.
Eddie said that's a working man's paradise.
For just a few seconds there, you might have felt, yeah, that's Steve, he knows what he's on about, doesn't he? These guys are doing the fish. Not now, no, but thank you, this looks nice. Fresh fish, yeah?
Super culture.
I know, thank you. We had this the other day.
One test.
No.
YouTuber, Instagrammer.
Yeah, YouTuber.
Buyurun. Bingo. This first.
Later, maybe.
We have good wine.
Good wine?
Draft FS, yes.
Yeah.
White wine and house wine. Big bottle and glasses,
Yeah.
and small one.
Okay, thank you, man.
Can I sit here? You can bring.
Later, when we'll just go down and come back.
Yes. Look, sir. One moment.
So Paul wants to know what kind of fish they serve.
This is a mackerel fish. So all these guys along here will want us to go in, and actually we will go in one place, I think.
And Carl
But
says that looks delicious.
But I really want a place that's got a nice view.
Bonnie says, little late but made it. Hi guys.
Hey, Bonnie.
Ben says, Steve's diplomacy in action. Sorry, couldn't get the word out.
Diplomacy.
Diplomacy.
Oh,
Paul said, tell that guy to send in some white wine. What, a bottle or carafe or a glass, Paul?
so Mert, the police are here, man. The police on bikes, you know, the guys that are serious, the hardcore police. So do I pull my mask up, Mert, or mask down?
Well, they're sat not. I haven't got a mask on.
I tell you what, Mert. You know what I'm going to do, man. So here, oh look, this is the 12. Oh, my favorite BMW here. This is the KLM 1200, I think. Nice bike.
Yeah.
Good bike, man. The BMW, yeah? BMW? Nice bike, man. 1200? 1200 cc? KLM, KM?
85.
850.
1800.
Thank you, man. Nice bikes. There you go, Mert. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
You're not really talking about those bikes.
How I'm good, man. No, I'll have a look. Can I have I'll have a look?
Please.
Show me, yeah.
Please.
Quite a nice view behind you.
Let's have a look at this gentleman's menu. What do you have here? So this, Malaxis, Kalkan.
Yes, turbot.
Oh,
Siblim dorada, sea bass,
I
red
think
mullet, bonito,
bonito.
shrimp casserole, calamari fried.
Hmm. This looks like tourist prices to me. Huh?
No, not tourist.
Looks
Police,
like
yes.
looks like tourist
No
prices to me. Where are you from?
Diyarbakır.
Diyarbakır.
Yes.
Okay, man.
Please, 2 tea free, not money.
Tea?
Turkish tea free, not money.
Can we? Okay, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Thank you.
Signora.
Thank you. Sit this side.
We sit together. Oh, let's stop and have a little tea. Now, Mert, what do you think? The prices looked a little expensive to me, and also Mert, the way those are the police that generally are more aggressive. Yay, free tea!
Bonnie says you might be paying for the view. Annie says sea bass. Dwayne says hi.
Dwayne, how are you, mate?
And Paul says nice bike. I have an R1200 GS Adventure.
That's a beautiful bike.
And Darren says hi.
Quite expensive for what they are, but they're really nice bikes.
So I can take it off now. I'm sat down.
Have a look at the view. We're getting the sort of view that I'm looking for here. Look. Look at this view. This is what I came down here for. How beautiful is this? This is the Golden Horn. This is the channel of water. Sorry, I'll get you over the top of this fence so you can see it nicely. Ah, oh, look at that view. Michelle is over there. Yeah, mask. I so wanted to do what I just did, Mert. I so wanted to.
Ben says I can take my mask off because I'm about to eat. And Onda says,
Look here, look.
Yeah,
This gentleman will genuinely give us a little bit of beautiful Turkish tea. Teşekkürler. Thank you, buddy. Video, not photos.
Onda says you can only see these guys around Karakoy, under Galata Bridge and Sultan Ahmet district. They're more like tourist traps, no other place in Istanbul.
Yeah, this is why these prices here are not particularly good, and I do feel sorry for them because I'm going to have sugar in my tea. I never have sugar in my tea.
I have sugar in my tea
but I'm
too.
going to have a little sugar in here. Actually, I'm going to have a little try without sugar first.
Someone said, hope it's good tea. I don't know who said that earlier on.
It's
It generally
all good
is.
tea. The tea here in
Sometimes a bit strong.
Turkey, Michelle doesn't drink tea. She actually really doesn't like tea. So she's always polite. She always says yes.
Well, I don't know if I can get away with it. I don't, but I.
And
say
she'll have a
yes.
little tea.
I will. I put sugar in this one. Try and
She put a
sweeten
bit of
it
sugar to turn it into a little bit of a milkshake.
That would be nice.
So do you think, what was you said about the Galata district?
So it's under the Galata Bridge, around Karakoy.
That is that way. We're
Yeah.
not going towards the Galata Bridge, although I do think they do some really nice mackerel here.
So Mert says too expensive.
It's free, Mert. Yeah, the prices of the food. You know, he went inside and got the English menu. You know that when he goes and gets the English menu,
That's real tea.
strong tea with that slightly smoky aroma that only the Turkish tea has. So
And he says, is the sea bass expensive? I don't know. It looked all expensive.
don't know. It was pretty much starting at 50 liras for a piece of fish.
Yeah. Mert says pay half that.
There goes the bin man. Been there, done that. Oh, that's a smell I didn't want to have over this tea. Oh.
He's wandering with his menu now because he's got customers.
Yeah, we're actually doing him a favour by
Yeah.
being here, because it gives a feeling of that this place must be really good, because these guys have rocked up to have
And
tea
we're,
here.
we're sat next to the police, so that's good, isn't it?
I suspect the traffic police are probably not a pull. I suspect he's looking at and hoping that they'll
So
make themselves scarce.
Eddie says, I love tea lately. Hot tea, cold tea, iced tea. Now I'm thinking of a tea slushy.
You can bargain at the fish joints, do you think?
Don't know.
Shall I get the menu and we'll have a little look?
And you guys can tell us what's a good price.
But I'm not gonna stop here. I'm going up towards this bridge. Mert told me if I go up towards this bridge and I get any trouble at all from the police, he's gonna cover my fines.
Why not, Annie? I don't know why not.
No, the look at the menu.
Oh. Sorry, I'm not keeping up.
Can I have a look again?
Mert says free tea, but then the big surprise.
No, there'll be no surprises here today, Mert. Can I have a look? So this is the tourist menu, yeah?
Not tourist, Turkish, Kurdish, tourist. only menu.
So how much is the mackerel?
Mackerel.
Yeah,
Mackerel 30 lira.
30 lira
Yes.
portion.
Fish sandwich 15 lira.
The
Mackerel.
mackerel sandwich 15 lira.
Yes, 15.
Okay.
Portion 30.
So look, we've got red.
Sivas 35.
red
Dorada
mullet.
35.
So you can work out the Turkish lira, the price of the Turkish lira to whatever currency you like. Michelle and I don't tend to convert things. They're not bad. I mean, this is all in English, German, French, Italian,
It's got most things covered there, isn't it?
Spanish, and
Arabic, is it?
some Arabic. Yeah, UAE, I think. United Arab Emirates.
This is bonito from Istanbul.
Bonito.
Yes, from Istanbul. Very fresh today.
So
Real.
the bonito, like the Japanese have their bonito flakes. Almost like a salmon, sort of,
This salmon.
like a sea salmon. And then you often,
Salmon.
yeah,
Salmon. This red mullet.
red mullet.
This small blue fish.
Ah, this is the grilled fish.
Small,
Like the,
yes.
this is a bit like white bait. You know, they put it in flour,
Yeah, grilled.
little bit
Barbecue.
of salt, pepper, maybe sumac. No sumac.
No,
no
no.
sumac. Chili? No,
Not chili, not sumac, not red pepper, just normal.
just normal.
Just
Salt,
very nice.
little salt,
Yes, yes.
Little
No,
salt.
no. For
and,
you.
and fry.
Yes. This original sea bass dorada. This is river.
River.
Yes. This sea bass, this dorada river. This is sea bass. This is dorada original sea.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so to give you an idea, if you want to pause.
So Dwayne said that food looks really good.
The only thing, Dwayne, I don't want to say it too loud because it's a bit derogative. Is at the moment that normally this stretch along here is chock-a-block with people eating. It's a very popular area, so consequently the turnover of the fish is really fresh. I don't know if you noticed when we just stopped at those grills there that the mackerel itself was all opaque. It was pre-cooked. they're not really getting in the fresh mackerel. When we first arrived here along this waterfront here, the mackerel was fresh daily. It was all fresh fillets, and it was delicious. And I'm a little wary about buying fish at the moment that's probably been hanging around for a day or two. I'd need to see I'd rather buy fish fresh and have it cooked or something, but you know, I'm probably being a little bit overcautious, but you've got to be with fish.
We tend to, when we've not been to a restaurant before, we like to see other people eating at it, so you can sort of get an idea of the food that's coming out.
And there's no one here. There's no one here.
Derp says, hi Steve, hi Michelle, how's everything going there?
Derp, it's good, man. We're just coming out today, hunting, seeking for sunsets, looking for solutions, really. This is what seeking sunset means. It's looking for solutions, talking with you about solutions. I had a good chat with my buddy Mert today. Mert, man. And you know, we were talking about whether we should go to Spain and do the Camino to Santiago, or whether we should go to here or there. It's still up in the air with us. It's really, really hard for us to make a decision at the moment.
So Onda says go to Beşiktaş fish market and get fresh fish and cook at home.
Onda, one of my videos this week, we walked all through Beşiktaş. We went to Beşiktaş, but I tell you, man, it's not my cup of tea. Well, this is my cup of tea, by the way, but that's Michelle's. But it's not my sort of place, you know. I don't travel the world really to be in such a touristic area with so many tourists. It disappointed me a bit because I'd heard so many positive things about Beşiktaş, and it was really just like Beer Street here in Istiklal Street, but bigger. And I think you need to be shown around with a local, but the main area where all the tourists were, for Michelle and I, it was just really disappointing. And we had some food there, and it was really disappointing. So I get what you're saying, but we're sort of struggling at the moment.
Dwayne says when you don't live near a large body of water, it's harder to find fresh fish.
Yes, generally, if you're not living near a large body of water, you should be careful of what you're eating, unless you need a van. You know what, Annie? It's been something that's been discussed.
The Tangerine Firebird said, is the Camino open yet? I'm thinking of doing it also.
No, yes and no. It kind of, no. Some of it is, but the borders between France and Spain are tricky. The other thing is, if you want to go now, you're going to find, if you do the whole Camino, you're going to find you're walking through July, which is one of the hotter months. So, yeah.
And he says, why not? I can't drink the tea.
No, it's too strong for you. Okay, we're going to walk along. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, buddy. So, thank you, man. Thank you. That was nice. Little drop of tea. But most of the restaurants and cafes we've found here in the city are happy to give you a little tea. It costs nothing. They've always got tea on the brew. So quite often, if you go into a shop selling clothing, or they'll often offer you tea. It's the Turkish way. It's the polite thing to do.
Coffee.
Michelle wishes they offer coffee.
Sometimes they do.
Wow.
So Alpha Jacob says, when are you planning to come to India again?
We're
Not planning anything.
We're not planning anything, really. We're not planning anything.
And he says you can do conversion videos when you get a van.
Well, look, it may come one day.
It's a bit bright, that, isn't it?
Man, that sun is bright. It's low. So the hard contrast will be making me look older than I am. Normally, I only look about 15 or so. This will be doing nothing for my chin strap. It doesn't. I've shown it. Look at these little boats. They are very popular, but you know, there's a lot. We actually like the idea of boat life as well.
Yeah.
How about boats would be nice. Look at this ahead of us. I don't know the name of this bridge. We've walked across it, Michelle and I.
We have.
We've walked across that bridge. How about this boat here? Maybe something a little bit.
Wayne wants to know, anyone go on those boats?
Yes, these boats generally are the ferries that go over to the. This is not the Asian side. This is still the European side of, but it's the old side of the city. So these boats often just do a crossing, or actually these ones along here may be tour boats, but there'll be no. These are tour boats.
They're like the one we went on.
We went on one.
So Onda says, I think no one's around and the restaurants don't have fresh produce. Beşiktaş also happens known as a student town. There's lots of bars and cafes with good energy.
Yeah, good energy for some, not for me. It's not my cup of tea.
So Darren says it doesn't really have a special name. It's called the Halik Metro Bridge, or the Halchik Metro Bridge.
Yes, it has the boat, the trains that go across it. Look, I turned the camera around because I'm squinting like, oh, I was up close. Sorry, look at this building here. This is the Leaning Tower of Istanbul. Look at that thing. It's nice here, Mert, if you're still around. This building, I wonder what the history is of this building.
It's sinking.
It's sinking into the ground.
It was once as tall as the Galata.
Look at that thing. Look, the doorway is literally 6 foot under and pushing up daisies.
Dwayne says, have you ever been to Ukraine or to Poland?
No, Dwayne, we haven't. Mert, is this the hotel? Are these the restaurants you told me to come to? I think they've closed down.
Be over there.
Reply, advocate. What did you ask? What did you ask?
If you were coming to India again. Or
What's
when
in
were
your left hand? 7:24. What was in my left hand?
you? See that one?
Michelle's holding a phone, so she's got a phone. I had a cup of tea.
Is it this one?
This is just some beads.
The Halic is the name of the body of water that goes in from the Bosphorus, by the way. So this the Halic?
Well, we tend to refer to this as the Golden Horn, this body of water. So I guess the Halic is the Turkish name, but this is commonly known as the Golden Horn, which in fables and books of swashbuckling travel, this is the Golden Horn. It's a beautiful body of water, by the way. Let's go out here. The guy's just casting off. Look at that. How beautiful is that? I'm not sure the name of that mosque that's there. It's not the Blue Mosque. It's another mosque. I can't tell you the name of it. I'm going to go a little further along. I wish I'd brought my hat now, because it's beautiful weather today, but that sun is low in the sky. Is there any questions there, Michelle?
So Annie says, I want to fish. Tangerine 5 versus are you guys crossing over to Greece after?
It's a possibility. Greece is a possibility.
Onda says, man, I'm watching you from New York. Istanbul looks so empty, makes me sad.
It makes me sad as well. Though it is not. I mean, you saw up by the Galata Tower, it was pretty busy. But that was just a real tiny, few square blocks.
Mosque. Mosque. Probably said that wrong.
I'm trying to read it. The Suleymaniye Mosque. I haven't done any better, I'm afraid. Looks like Suleymaniye Mosque. Are you sure that's the name? Because, you know, there's that mosque there. If that's the Suleymaniye Mosque or the name, I'm sorry, but there's also that mosque there, and then that mosque there, and then just a little bit further around there's another mosque there, and neither of those are none of those, and there's another one over the other side of the bridge, but none of those are the actual blue mosque. The blue mosque, the famous blue mosque, is over the top of that bridge, that brow ahead of us. So actually that could be the blue mosque there, but I don't think it is.
So.
I think it's over the brow.
The note says yes on the left. Did you ask Mert a question?
What, Mert? What's on the left? Oh, that's got a lot of music.
We're going to go there.
Okay, we're going to go along this beautiful coastline here. I'm not going to talk a great deal. If you want to ask me some questions, I'm happy to talk, but just take in this view a little bit. This dustbin. Take in the dustbin, he says. So you can see that bridge there with the sun glinting through it. That's trains going across it, and you can walk along the lower part, which Michelle and I have done twice. Then the main bridge that people generally, the tourists tend to cross more often, is the Galata Bridge, which is ahead of us, but you can't see, it's beyond those boats.
So it's the one closest to the bridge is that mosque. The others are not special.
Okay. Well, they're all special because they're amazing. I mean, they're phenomenal looking buildings.
Dwayne says tomorrow is the first day of summer in the Northern Hemisphere.
21st tomorrow, is it?
Possibly, yeah. Getting there.
What's the date? Oh, can't be tomorrow. It must be the day after tomorrow. Generally, the 21st is the solstice day, the time for the longest night, or the shortest night. He says confrontationally. 20th, I think 20th is the last day is the night of the changeover of the seasons. I know a lot of modern day now they do it on the 1st, but it's not correct.
I think Annie's telling me it's 20th tomorrow.
20th is tomorrow, yeah. A lot of for business reasons, for corporate reasons, they've changed it in some countries so it's the 1st of the month just to make things easy, but that doesn't make any real sense because the longest days and the shortest days are actually more done around the moons and the sun. Yeah, I looked at that one and I was quite intrigued, but the best seats are taken by those people. Should we have a little look? Yeah, I fancied sitting up there.
I'll just push them out the way, they won't mind.
Yeah, Michelle's going to go and push them out the way.
There's not any seats up there, is there? Or inside.
Have a little look here.
We can walk past the menu.
Raki. Sangria. Good day, guys. Hello. They're drinking raki here, Mert. They're drinking raki, you know. Hello, man. How are you?
Grill. Barbecue grill.
Grill, huh?
Grill.
Oh, okay. How much is this?
This taze fasulye Turkish.
Beans.
Yeah, I know. How much?
15.
15. You have another menu, a different menu, like a.
Here.
Ask Mert if this is the one he's talking about.
Mert, what are these prices like, man? This looks like tourist places to me again, man. So I'll show you the prices, Mert.
The cafe needs to the bridge you passed, but that was before we got here. So I don't know. I reckon.
It's probably owned by the same guy we were just talking to over here. Looks like the same stuff. Looks like the same stuff.
Wanda says way too expensive. It's crazy.
Yeah, I personally agree. It's not expensive, but you know, it's when they bring out a different menu straight away. They grab this European translated menu.
Can I show you what is my menu?
No, it's okay.
No, I'm good, man.
I'm sorry, just a moment. Where I come from?
Australia.
Oh, sorry. You can say my fish. I'm sorry. Just a moment. Wait. Just a moment. Don't break my heart. It's all kind of fish. It's all kind of Turkish kebab and seafood. We are the best. Or fish, or Turkish kebab, or seafood, and very nice, wonderful, good restaurant. Meat, or fish, or Turkish kebab, or seafood, or is dorada, or sea bass, or and Fischweiser appetizer, fishing and bread is calamar, shrimp, dorada, all together. Drink something is beer, red wine is white wine, rakı. My friend.
Not at the moment. Thank
Wallah.
you.
It's good.
This is good, but this is an English menu.
Have a nice time in Istanbul.
Thank you, man.
How much I check you?
You're the next. He says like, yes. He says yes. I'm the next one.
Hello, my name is Francesco.
Hey, Francesco. How are you, man?
I'm fine. How are
Do you have your English menu with your
Yes. here
English
my
prices?
menu. Yes, English prices here.
Look at this place. Look at this place.
This for starter appetizer meze. Very
Meze.
nice meze appetizer.
Oh, he's giving
My
her the
cook
clean.
chef, she's my cook chef. She's very professional.
Hello, cook chef.
She's like my mother because she's 20 years in this kitchen as well.
Right.
Very professional.
Like your mother.
Yes, like mother. Where are you from?
Australia, man.
Australia.
Oh, sorry.
Very
Australia,
nice.
man.
When I have my too much money, I go Australia.
When you have too much money.
Too much money. Now we don't have money.
You need too much money to go to Australia, man. So, Mert, the yogurt dish here is for 15 lira, man. That's expensive, right? Just say yes or no if you're watching. I think we're paying about 6 or 5 locally.
Mert says you have to try it.
Yes, very nice meze, very nice seafood we have in this place.
Mert, you say we have to try it.
And also, my friend, we have very nice Turkish wine. Very nice wine. At a good price, not very expensive.
Not expensive. How much is your wine?
One bottle of wine, 140 lira.
One bottle of wine, 140 liras.
140 lira, but very nice wine. You can't.
That
if you
is
don't
like
take your money.
$30 Australian.
That's $30.
Yeah. For wine.
Expensive?
Very
Yeah, of course it's expensive.
expensive.
140 lira.
Yes, tourist prices, apparently.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm the worst vlogger
Too
for
much
going out.
tourist prices. So it sounds like tourist prices. They're at least double. These restaurants are paying more in rent.
They're not paying anything in rent along here. Look at, oh, come on.
And Mert says, and the plates are too small.
Yeah, look at this. You look at these buildings here. And they're not paying much in rent. They're all old family properties. Been in the family for, you know, normally when the tourists are here at full on $30 a bottle for wine. Okay, it's about $21 a bottle for US dollars for a bottle of wine. But I'm probably buying about a $3 bottle of wine. To be honest, I'm probably buying a $3 Aussie bottle of wine. And you want to sit and listen to me moan? than get me to go in there. Okay, so onwards and upwards. It's lovely around here. The smell here is nice, right? And now, oh look, everybody's in those seats up there. There's a lovely restaurant up there, Mert, that's looks more like a proper sort of place.
So Ben says collapsing buildings must be expensive, Steve.
They must be.
And Darren says average wine is 60-70 liras here. Without the taxes, it would be like 20 liras.
Yeah, I know what the cost of wine is in Turkey. We've been here nearly 4 months.
We've been here forever.
You know.
Ben says, cheer up, Steve, you'll find a place that charges reasonable. We're not worried.
We're not worried. I'm not bothered. I just like to see roughly what they're going to ask for. You know, 140, 150 liras for a bottle of wine. I guarantee you this won't be particularly good wine either.
Get off the cycle path. You're on the walking path.
I'm on
now.
the walking
I was
path.
on the cycle path. I made him go around me.
Okay. Let's pootle through here. Normal price, is it, Mert? What earthquakes? Have we had an earthquake?
Ben says, don't drink alcohol, problem solved. I don't drink alcohol, Ben.
Michelle doesn't drink. It is only me that drinks as well, which doubles down on the.
Bert says, normal price, but the plates are too small.
Like everybody's got the same menu here, man.
They have.
Every menu is the same. It's printed on the same paper. It's got the same plastic coating on it.
They're all related.
But I know I shouldn't have come down to Istanbul. I like Istanbul, but I know the places that I like. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to go and get myself a nice piece of mackerel. Photo bomb.
The girl behind was waving too. It's a busy place.
Well, this is nice. You know, Mert, I know this starts to get into the really heavy touristic area, but it does.
Merhaba.
Merhaba, how are you?
Hello, nasılsın?
Nasılsın, how are you?
Merhaba.
Let's have a little look in here. Have a look in here. What is this place, Mert? Oh, that smells bad. Sorry. Oh, I'll turn it round so you can see. Oh, there's a bad smell in here though, right? That is really rank.
So Eddie said they're being frugal in sharing resources with regard to the menus.
These guys are quite good, although everyone tells me you shouldn't buy from these guys, and I buy from them all the time. These are here's the mackerel where you get it. It's really nice, and they do it in the wraps, or they do it in the bread also. And then they add this. Excuse me, sorry. They add this salad.
I think they got it from the market behind you.
Oh, into the market. Hey, everyone. We found our calling. Hello, how are you?
güzel videosu var ha.
So this is like the little white bait that they fry. This is
Sardine, yeah.
yeah,
Agree.
sardines, yeah. Like a sardine.
Fresh.
Fresh, huh? How much a kilo is this one?
30 lira 1 kilo.
30 a kilo, huh?
Yes.
Wayne says you'll have one of the wraps, please.
10 lira 1
Ten.
fish.
10 lira one fish. This isn't too bad.
Harika.
This guy's got the mackerel.
Bakışı kötü abi.
And Mert says when I'm back from Germany, I'll show you some places and bring you Hanuta.
Thank you, Mert. Look at those.
Margie says,
Like a bream. Is that a sea fish?
Hello, Julia. Was ist die Steingut?
Hello.
Steingut, sehr gut. Was ist das? What did I tell her?
Margie says she just got home and came straight on the live stream.
Hello, Margie. Double tap YouTube. The fish here looks alright.
What do you want?
What do I want?
I want to fish.
What's
Would
fish?
you like fresh fish?
Yes.
Where are you from?
Australia.
Australia.
Australia.
Good. Fawn. Fawn fish.
What is this one?
Sazan. Carp.
Carp. I thought it was a carp.
Sea bass.
Is carp the
Carp. Nehir.
river?
Nehir. No sea.
No sea.
Nehir.
So-
Merhaba. Ne haber abi?
So here you've got the carp, but this is a river fish. I wish we discovered this little market here. Fish, fish.
Eddie says, at the displays they have mice and meat, though I prefer catching fish to eating them, with some exceptions, tuna, bunali and smoked salmon.
I like eating fish.
I like eating all fish.
I like eating fish. Look at these birds up here, look. Look. They're all waiting for their fish dinner. Hoping for a piece of fish from the fishermen. Do you know, Mert, we should have come down here earlier today, Michelle and I, and checked out where we were comfortable. I'm really, yeah, the social distancing seagulls. Look at them. They're not catching anything, are they?
No, but it's more fun when we come down when we don't know where we're going.
I am going to, Ben. It's a little early. I'm really fancying a fish supper. I'm really fancying some fish. G'day, mate. But I'm not liking the look of those restaurants back over there, and it's not being disrespectful to them. But the way they threw out the English menus as soon as the first guy, flock of seagulls. Yeah. What did they sing? I look so hungry. Follow him.
Follow him. Follow me. Follow me. Oh, has he looked back yet? No.
Didn't even pause.
No.
You look so hungry. Follow me.
And never looks back.
Didn't even bother look. Who sang? What did Flock of Seagulls sing? If you haven't heard of the band Flock of Seagulls and you want to see some really wicked haircuts, just Google Flock of Seagulls. Probably you might have to work band now because.
We're just going under the Galata Bridge.
So we're under the Galata Bridge now. Yeah, I am going to have something to eat. I'm hoping my favourite little fish restaurant's going to be open. A place where I kind of know the fish is fresh. Although again, it's the Simmet guy selling the Simmets. We're in familiar territory now, Michelle.
We know this.
We know where we are now.
I don't think our fish restaurant will be open that one because he hasn't opened yet, has he?
No, but
His road's been dug up.
oh, yes, if the roads are right, this could be a no-go because the other day you saw the road was dug up. There's our friend the police.
Here he comes. There's another one coming.
Whee!
We know there's two of them.
Two very different bikes. I ran. Oh, it almost.
Colin Hay was actually from Scotland. He was in the group Men at Work.
Men at Work. What's Men at Work got to do with flock of seagulls? Is that connected in
Somebody
any way?
must have said about Colin Hay. Must have missed that probably.
I find this stretch a little less touristic. I don't know why, because actually they've got the same menus.
Oh, maybe have a drink here.
No, thank you. Later,
Sure.
maybe, yes.
Later on. Vermek istemiyorum. Benim değişime geldiği zaman sonra olmayacak. Yok ben buradayım. Yapacaksın.
They're opening up, aren't they, Michelle? It's coming to life.
Closed.
Hello, how are you?
Yes, how are you?
I'm very good, thank
Do you
you.
want something?
No, thank you.
Menu we have.
It's upside down, I can't
Yes.
read it.
Pardon, terasta yerim ben. 5. katlıydım.
So the Iran. No, this isn't Iran. This is. This is the tea man heating the tea on the open coals. I love this part of town. This has got more atmosphere here, right?
Like this. Fishermen are back.
Fishermen are back. People are down here. There's a guy looking at me like, what are you filming me for? That's always a good. It's always a good thing. Turn the camera, you can see what we see. It's probably nicer for you to see the gents fishing along the front here. Look,
Waiting, look, 3 of them.
look at the cats here. So which cat?
The Derringer, that was coffee that you looked at.
There, that was Turkish coffee. Yes, sorry, you're right. You know, my initial idea, and this is Mert's fault, keeping me. I was round at Mert's place earlier today chatting with him, and I should have been coming down here earlier to prep myself.
But it was raining. Well, we had a lot of rain today.
This is actually, you wouldn't believe it for how beautiful and blue the sky is now. We've had some huge thunderstorms today, a lot of big bursts of thunder. Turkish people here. There are many Turkish people here and in the chat.
Now, Margie knows where we are now. We've been down here, Margie.
Been down here, Margie? This is a nice storms. We all love storms, yes. I wish this place had a nice lookout because I love the food in here. What do you think of this area? Good food. There's a security guard looking after the boys, like Fagan's gang. Here you can get kunefe and baklava. This is a nice place as well, but there's no view here, Matt. We wouldn't be able to see the sun unless we see the sun. Oh, I'm lost, guys. Ask some questions. Get my brain working for me, will you? Kick me into touch. I'm not going in here, but this is Koska, the Turkish delight place that I always buy my Turkish delight from in here. Have a little look. This is where I tend to buy a lot of Turkish delight from. So you've got the rose petal Turkish delight, the pistachio, saffron. Hello, merhaba. How are you? Some of my favorite Turkish delight in this place.
Annie said you don't do to eat well. And Onda says you're very close to my favourite restaurant called Karakoy Lokantasi.
Right, some of my favorite restaurants around here, but actually that place we're at is a really nice place to eat. We don't need a view, you're right. We probably could just go in anywhere. Give me just a few more minutes. I want to see what this road is like. I want to see whether they've relayed the tile, the
Galata
cobbles.
Tower again.
Yeah, ahead of us, look.
Done a full circle.
We're near the bottom of the Galata Tower now. Okay, so no, the answer to that is this street is just still a building site. Bummer.
Paul wants to know if there's a pub nearby.
I don't know, Paul. There is on that street. That street here,
Yeah.
there are bars and pubs all along there, but the problem is the road, they've dug the whole road up. And
Down there and round the other side.
no, I'm tempted to go and just get something to eat here. Just have a little sit. We need a little rest time. So we're gonna go and get something to eat here, where we just passed. There isn't a view, but at least I know the food is good and the prices are fair. It'll probably still be expensive, but it'll be clean and healthy food. Was ist denn los? It's not so bad, Eddie, walking here. We came from India. You have to remember, this is a bit of piece of cake, really. It's a little trickier when you're live streaming because you can lose track, perhaps, your concentration. So this place here, Cherkassky, this is more sweet dishes. Hello. All right. We order inside?
Yes.
Order inside and come out, yeah? How are you? Thank you, man. So here we can just pop our masks on a moment. This is like a little foot pedal. So you have to press here, right?
Yes.
So press here, hand under, up here. Little quick. Michelle's holding the camera at the moment. Little clean in my hands. Okay. That looks nice. And girls, do you have the dry baklava?
Yes. Kuru baklavayı gösterir misin arkadaşlar? Kuru baklava.
Which ones do you recommend? Like this?
İşte getir şöyle. Tabakları çek şöyle. Çek onları. İşte dry baklava.
This is the dry, yeah?
Sorry, excuse me. It's dry baklava.
This one.
Yes.
Okay. All is dry or just this one?
This is dry baklava. It's the keep the 15 days.
Yes. Yes.
It's the normal baklava. It's the 1 week.
Yes.
This is the pistachio and the cream inside.
But this is a wet baklava, yeah?
Yes. This midye.
Right.
This pistachio and the cream.
Right. Is this the price per?
This midye is 1 kilogram price.
Yes. Can we get a plate?
Yes. Okay. The portion service, the plate service.
Okay.
Do you know what you're doing?
I have no idea what I'm doing here, Michelle.
Very good. This is the best baklava on the commercial level. That's what Darren said. What should we get, Darren?
What do you think we should get? Well, I'm wearing this clown mask.
I know.
It's too hot for
My
this
hands
stuff.
are all wet.
Yeah, get it. Hello. This is for portions, yes? Portion. You have the dry baklava? Can we get 6 pieces?
It's one portion, 6 pieces.
Yes, 6 pieces.
Can we get it with ice cream? Someone said? Oh, this is a mixture. Is it a mixture?
Yes, mix.
Can we get a mix?
Someone said get it with ice cream.
Oh, we're going to go for a mix. We just go for a mix, okay? Can I get the dry? This one? 2 of these, ichi. So we're going to get some. Well, we have to try it, Mo. Look at this stupid mask. Don't get me started. You grab a plate, Michelle. Just grab some of these guys. Hey, Mert, ice cream. Ice cream, man.
Someone recommends
You have the cone? What do you have?
Just vanilla.
Vanilla? Lemon?
Yes. Blackberry chocolate.
Can I get one? No, not vanilla. Lemon. Yes, please. What do you want, Michelle?
what's this one next to the lemon?
This one is. Thank you, Tishigula. Thank you, man.
This one next to it? Blackberry. I have one blackberry in a cone. Yes.
Okay, I fancy ice cream as well. Oh. Let me just tap it one more time. Get it nice and wide. So, 2 ice creams and 1 plate of baklava. Yes, 1 mixed plate.
Doing my sharing. Put it here. I can take your ice cream. Are you okay?
Thank you. That's 42, guys. Thank you, man. Now I know.
Put the change on here. We go and find somewhere.
This place is quite. What's the name of this place?
Just on here. Oh.
Thank you.
Okay.
Fancy ice cream. Okay.
Do you want to sit outside?
No, here's okay.
Sit next to you?
Okay, we can drop the masks now.
So someone said it's
Mert quality ice cream. Mert is an ice cream. It's like a Gilletta magician. But I like the lemon ice cream here, so forgive me for just going for this. Oh, look what Michelle's got.
blackberry.
Blackberry ice cream.
Darren's not sure how I'm going to pronounce this, but I'll give it a go. It's called the Gulok. Is that the name of the place? There it is behind you.
Hello. Merhaba, how are you?
Oh, that's really good. Try that.
Oh, can I try yours? Okay. That looks really delicious. Look at that. Oh, Paul,
Thank you, Paul.
thank you, man. Look at that ice cream.
You can have a taste if you like, Paul. It's really nice.
That is delicious. What is that? Blackberry.
Blackberry, he said. But it's got something else in it, hasn't it? I don't know.
That's really nice. Blackberry ice cream. It's got it's got the stalks. It's almost got the blackberry stalks. Look at that.
That's delicious.
That looks very good. Should we swap?
Let me try yours first.
Try the lemon. I like lemon. Michelle, look at her. Look at her weighing up the options there. And down here, look, we've got the baklava. Now these are the dry baklava. They have less sugar in them. I'm hoping they're not going to be as sweet. So we just got a mixed plate of baklava.
Darren's saying it's the black mulberry, but he actually said blackberry to me.
Do you know, I think it probably is the black mulberry, although they say blackberry.
I tried to have them both, Ben, but he wanted it back.
You speak English? You speak English? This is the Turkish ice cream?
Turkish Kahramanmaraş. Turkish Kahramanmaraş.
So it has the sheep's milk?
Yeah.
Sheep milk, yeah?
Yeah.
So this is made with sheep milk and gum. I think this Mert, if Mert's still there, I think they make this ice cream with any of you can confirm, it has a slight tackiness to it, like a elasticity. You'll see them in the streets. Michelle and I had them. My ice cream is better. I know, Mert is the ice cream master. Has almost an elasticity to it, so you'll see the Turkish guys in the streets selling this ice cream where they play with the kids and they sort of stick it out and take the cone back and mess around with it. It's very delicious. Byron, never be sorry, mate. You might be late, but you are here. There's Michelle.
You were getting a tan, Baron. Look, I've got a blackberry ice cream. It's delicious.
So what have we got here? So this is about 40 something Turkish liras, but this is a real touristic place, but it is kind of nice. Look at the colours
32 for that.
of that. 32 for a plate. So 32 for a plate of Turkish baklava. But look at the colours.
So Hello True said it's the sticky ice cream.
It's the sticky ice cream, but it has a distinct flavour.
And Darren says real Kahramanmaraş ice cream is made from goat's milk.
It may be goat's milk, but I read it as I understood it from a translation from the guy I spoke to as being sheep's milk, but it could well be goat's milk.
And Onda says mastic gums in it.
Mm.
So Annie said I thought feta was made with goat milk. Feta could be made with all milk.
Yeah, feta cheese can be made with goat's milk, but it also can be made with sheep's milk and even with cow's milk.
So Bonnie says, yeah, blackberry ice cream looks delicious. It is delicious.
Should we have free tea in here, or do you pay for tea? I think you probably pay for tea in here.
So Moon over Miami's in.
Hey moms, how are you? I'm terrible, guys. I'm in my comfort zone here because this place is buzzing with people. You know the food is fresh. Have a look. Have a look at. It's got plenty of customers, outside and inside. Just have a little look inside. Okay. Behind me, they're making the baklava on the video. We get a copyright strike. You watch that. That'll explain everything. You want to say hello? Say hello.
Buraya bekliyoruz herkesi.
What's your name?
Yes.
Your name?
Yiğit. My name is Yiğit.
Yeet.
Evet.
And this? Say hello, guys. Say hello. Nice. Thank you very much, guys.
So understand this is empty, not busy.
Trust me, I know what you're saying. When we come here, when we first arrived in Turkey, this place, you couldn't get a seat. You had to wait outside for like half an hour just to get sat down in here. So yes, it is massively decreased in numbers, but it's busy, you know, from what we're used to anyway, the last few months.
You've been talking too much.
Why?
I finished my ice cream.
Cones or cups? That's the question. If you've got a choice of having ice cream in a cup or an ice cream cone, what would you choose? My answer is simple. I always want the cone. Because sometimes the cone is almost as good as the ice cream.
So Paul says cone, Annie says cone, waffle cone.
Sometimes the cones are amazing. This one's pretty plain, pretty simple, but at least I get to try it, yeah?
Eddie says waffle cone. So Darren said that the ice cream may be made from sheep milk, but the guy said it was Maris ice cream. If it's not goat milk, that means they're not sticking with tradition.
So this is Maris ice cream, is it?
Onda likes a cone, Diablo Mum likes a cup, Dwayne likes a cup.
You can't eat a cup. You can't eat a cup.
You gotta have a cone. So
But I respect whatever you say. You're right for you.
So Samu says, here in Finland, all the places opening up to normal. Also, don't have to wear a mask unless you want.
Nice, nice cone.
Bonnie says, cup, big cup. A big cone, or just more ice cream.
Michelle, couple cones.
Cone, always a cone. Waffle cone as well.
Sorry,
Oh, Eddie says waffle cups would be epic.
yeah, well, you can get them.
You get more in a waffle cup than you do in a waffle cone.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going with baklava.
Dwayne says, I like cones, but it's messy if the ice cream melts. Just got to eat it quick.
So this is the dry baklava. This should have a lot less liquid sugar in it and a lot more pistachio. It's usually a little more expensive. I think it's the dry baklava. I'm hoping it's not going to be as sickly sweet as some of the baklavas I've had here in Turkey so far. No, that's good. That is good baklava. That is not so sickly sweet as some of the baklavas I've had. That is nice. So you're going to try one of those? That one there. That is full of pistachio nuts.
That's good, isn't it?
So nowhere near as sickly as the... when I first arrived here, I bought a tray of baklava from a local store. And it was so sweet, so really sugary sweet, that I could barely eat them. It was like a sugar high. That is much easier going.
Mert says you didn't invite us. Onda says, I live in New York City, people think they eat baklava here, they have no idea what baklava is.
No, look at this little. This is like a. I was going to say a tri-cornered hat, but it's a quad-cornered hat, like a little parcel. This one here is also a pistachio. I'm going to cut this one in half because we've only got one. So,
I was wondering.
wow.
That full of a cream.
Look inside. Look at the colour of that. That is sweet and sticky. We should go next door and have something savoury after this.
Good idea. So Amy asked if we were enjoying our ice cream. We were. We finished it, Amy. It was delicious.
Hang on, Michelle's coming in.
No fork.
Sticky fingers. Well, that's delicious too. It's almost like a marzipan. It's so rich.
Dessert first and food after.
Always start your meals with your desserts. That's the way we like it. So this one here is like a little sort of roll, like a Swiss roll. I wish I could tell you a little bit more of the technicalities of what's what.
It's that one behind you.
Okay, in we go. This one feels like a dry baklava also.
Yep.
Okay. Now she's just showing that she's coming in for this. Come in. These are nice.
Amy wants to know what baklava is.
Baklava is a traditional Turkish dessert that's made with like a phyllo pastry or a... I don't know if they use yufka, but it's a very fine phyllo pastry that's layered with sweet syrup and nuts. It can be sometimes with... I've had it before when it's got like orange water and cardamom flavours also, which I really like. But basically it's a very sweet Turkish dessert. But it's layered with a fairly simple syrup, but sometimes they layer it with honey also. I don't think these ones have got honey in. Right, the next one here looks like a little sausage roll, and I think it might be filled in the middle with either fig, perhaps pomegranate. I'll try it and see. Try it and see.
They are all different, aren't they?
They are all different, but similar because they're all sweet.
Oh, that one's going to be sticky.
That tastes like it's got maybe fig. You like that one? You like that one? And this one here is like a little, similar to a little cinnamon roll, like a miniature cinnamon roll. But I think this one's probably filled with nuts again, but it's got a little pistachio dust on top. But I'm not sure. Let me see if I can smell this one, see whether there's a... Okay, I think this is hazelnut. Yeah, it smells like hazelnut. No, it's not. I know what that is. See if Michelle can tell you. I know without a doubt what that is. She's got it. Walnut. That was nice. That was like a pecan sort of walnut, but they were walnuts. I love walnuts. They're so good for you as well, walnuts. They're not actually that good for you covered, dripping in sweet sugar and syrup.
Got a bit of sugar high now.
That was nice.
Very nice.
Thank you, Paul.
Yes, thank you, Paul.
Thank you for the ice cream, mate.
Delicious. I do think mine was nice. They were both nice, but I think mine topped it. Blackberry.
I like lemon. See, I like
I know
lemon
you
ice
do.
cream. But I'm actually gonna go along with that. I think yours was tastier.
Quite often they're not
My lemon wasn't citric enough.
No, I agree.
But my lemon really wasn't like a lemon sorbet. It was a little bit like a lemon cream, not tart enough for what I like. It was still delicious though. Michelle's was really
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Very good.
You choose that as an ice cream, wouldn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
So Mert, when you start your ice cream empire,
Blackberry or black mulberry, we're not quite sure.
mulberries, I
Mulberry,
think, definitely.
But if they'd had a raspberry, I'd have gone raspberry.
I think the mulberry was probably nicer, but you like raspberries, don't you?
I do.
Shall we go next door and see if they've got something savoury to just take the edge off that sweetness?
Yep, or some water.
All right, we're going in next door. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay.
So Dwayne says he likes the pistachio flavoured gelato.
They had pistachio there.
But there was lots of pistachio on the baklava, so we needed something else.
Okay, masks on. We're just going to go in, check this place out. Okay, look, I'm going to get my head scanned. Bing. Good? Thank you, man. Very good. Thank you, buddy. I need something savoury, just to kill off the sweetness. Look at this place. Look at this. Merhaba, how are you? Good. Thank you. Beautiful olives. Beautiful meat. What is this here? This is your pastrami, is it? That looks nice, man. Can I try it? Oi!
So Ben says your head was safe, Steve, and Dwayne likes the price scanner.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Oh, we're on the floor.
Pastrami. Oh, that's good pastrami. And how much is this? It's 71.50. 235 for a kg.
Hello, welcome.
How are you, mate? You're the chef? No. You're not the chef, no?
Chef, you're the chef, yeah.
You're the chef?
Yeah, chef
Oh.
party here.
Chefs also?
No, kitchen,
Yeah.
exotic chef, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, just it.
Oh, that's a lot of garlic. That's really strong garlic.
That's killed the sugar, isn't it?
Okay, I'm going to be honest. That wasn't nice.
And he says, Steve is satisfied with the taste, it must be good.
No, I wasn't satisfied. I was actually probably being a little polite. That's not good. Why is that like that? You have garlic in here, yeah?
Garlic?
In the meat you have garlic.
That side, outside have a garlic.
Garlic. Wow, it's strong.
With garlic.
Strong. Too strong.
Where are you from?
Australia.
Australia. David Alaba.
David Alaba.
David Alaba. Football player.
Oh, the Turkish plays here. Everyone always mentions the Turkish football player that comes from.
Paul says the real test is to see if Kurt eats the pastrami. I think it'd be too salty for it.
Paul, I got Kurt a bone from the butchers down near us. I tried to include it in the vlog the other day, and then I had a hissy fit. So let's have a look how much the. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, I'm going to give you some ideas.
Okay.
These are the Antip pistachios, 165 Turkish liras a kilo. These are the Siirt, I think it's Siirt pistachios, 160 a kilo. Okay. They are 85 a kilo in our local place. So it's double the price. It's not looking as interesting in here as I thought, Michelle.
I think because of not got so many things out, and probably.
It feels a bit empty in here. Okay, we'll try somewhere else. We'll try somewhere else. There's no customers in here at all. No customers. Bye bye. That's surprising. I thought that place would be thumping as well, but there's absolutely nobody in there. Where else can we go?
I think it's gone down.
No, the sun hasn't gone down.
Anne çok tatlı anne.
Just get that mask out of my face. Michelle, what do you think of that pastrami?
No, I didn't like it.
It's really horrible.
Very garlicky and
It's like chewing green garlic. Not good at all. That spoiled my baklava. Sun is going down. Stay with us. Look at the sun glinting off those buildings over there. Look, if I zoom in, you see the almost like gold glinting off the buildings? It is like a painting. The music he's got playing.
Oh, thank you, Sally. She says, have a treat from Sally and Amy.
Thank you, Sally. These are beautiful. These are like the mussels, but inside they have like rice and this guy's telling us what they have inside. What are you in the name? Yeah, in median. That's right. That's right. This is the median. So these guys go around the street and they sell the mussels with the rice and lemon.
Oh, thank you.
For the Turkish coffee or tea, you can check the Turkish coffee.
How much is your coffee here?
10 lira, sir.
10 liras for
Yes.
coffee.
Where are you from?
Australia.
Australia, you are
I
welcome.
know you from before, I think, from a few months ago. And how much is your gozlemi?
12 lira and 15. 12 lira.
What do you think, 10 for coffee? That's a little expensive, huh?
No, it's not expensive. Really, it's very cheap because before 4 years before, the same price.
4 years, the same price.
Yes, it's the same price. And this view is beautiful. Look.
It's beautiful, man.
Yes.
It is beautiful.
If you want, the salary, if you want, we'll give you the building if you want.
You give me the building?
Yeah. You can drink coffee, I give you the building.
At 10 lira, at 10 liras for coffee, I think you have to give me the building.
Yeah. You can sit if you want.
And tea is how much here?
3 lira, sir.
3 liras for tea
Yes.
and 10 liras for coffee. Thank you, man.
Have a nice time.
I've had coffee here. He doesn't recognize it. I recognize him. I had coffee, but it wasn't that expensive when we had it before the lockdown, and it wasn't that good. It wasn't that good.
We see we have a good view.
Thank you. You have a
Yeah, we have a lift.
lift, yeah?
Sir, you can see it everywhere.
What do you have in here?
We have fish, we have a meat, we have a lamb, we have chicken, we have meatball. If you want a beer, if you want a raki, if you want a glass of wine, what do you want?
How much is beer here?
A beer, we have a big, we have no glass, we have a bottle. This is 22 lira. How are you?
22 liras for a beer per bottle. Maybe we can go and sit. You want to go and sit upstairs and have a beer?
Yeah, you can see view.
Show me the. Let's go in here and have a little look, eh? This is rather beautiful. Okay, we might lose reception if we go inside.
Yeah, good.
Okay, just 1 minute. 1 minute. I need to just check. Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Good, we're both good. 34? Become a bit cool.
I'm going to walk up the stairs actually because.
Excuse me, you can go to the last one, terrace. This is better.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to walk up so I don't lose you guys. Say thank you, Steve.
I thought you were just through.
No, I just think if I go in the elevator, I'll lose the connection.
That's one.
Oh, look. Look. So, oh, sorry guys, turning around. Oh, we're going to get a view here. This is the
Says
place.
you drink the coffee for free when you get the coffee for free when you visit him.
Mert, 2 cappuccinos delivered here, please, my friend.
Yes. We'll be back for cappuccino later.
There's the kitchen. Hello, guys. Merhaba. Oh, smells good, huh? You cooking fish? Have a look. Here's the kitchens. Teşekkürler. What are you cooking? Beautiful, man. I'm only doing that to sort of slow down the, so I can stop between layers.
Hello.
Hello.
You've got one more, yes?
2 more.
Yeah, you look good.
We're going to the top terrace.
We're rising to the top.
This is what I wanted. This is what I was looking for. We're going to see a sunset together. Hello, Merhaba. How are you?
Fine, thank you for you.
Ah,
Welcome.
good. I need power, Michelle. Yeah, before it switches off. Wait 1 minute. We need power. Please go through. Last time this happened, we died.
Your black cord.
Let me just power up before we get up there, everyone.
Come on.
Ah. Okay. Power. Bear with us. Plug in. Up.
Okay.
Okay, we're good. Onwards again. That was just another excuse to stop, really.
Make me work.
Okay. Oh, I don't think we have a view.
This way up for no view.
No, man, we're not going to be able to see up here. No, I think we'll go downstairs. It's full already, as I expected. Terrace is full. Hello.
Okay.
Sugar. We're not going to get a seat like I want. I'll try down.
Bye bye. Thank you.
I'll try down. Bummer. I should have known, really.
I think it's high enough here, is it?
This is quite nice. This is quite nice.
Oh, this is alright.
Okay, we found a spot. We're not going to let you down. Here's okay? Okay, everybody. How about this? This is quite nice, huh? It's okay here?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, no music, no music. Please. We have for YouTube. For YouTube, we have a problem. Yeah, thank you.
Next to you or not?
Okay.
Put it on the table.
Oh, my Lord. That was almost a collapse, wasn't it?
Nearly lost you guys.
Okay. That hurt. I know it almost did. We almost lost everything. Perfect. Perfecto mondo. Right, once Michelle gets settled.
Is it here?
Yes. Do you want to sit round this side?
Yeah.
Might as well sit with me together. It's okay for drinks.
What would you like to drink?
What beers do you do you have a menu of beers? Okay, while we get ourselves settled, you look out there. Look at that. Thank you, my friend.
FS, maybe.
Thank you.
Monthly.
Thank you. Teşekkürler. Is the Beaumonti the white?
Yeah.
Beaumonti Filtresi is like the white color, yeah?
Yeah.
I like this one. And what is the difference here? This line and this line, what is the difference?
It's half liter.
Yeah.
Half liter and
This is
23 cl.
50 and this is 33.
Ah, okay. Can I get a Beaumonte?
Okay.
Okay. And you choose whatever you want, sweetheart. Okay. Okay, everybody. We're going to choose something to drink. Wee! Don't step out. Now you've got to remember, Michelle's a teetotaler. She doesn't drink. And look down below us. This is the ferries that go out over to the Asian side, to Karakoy. Okay, Paul, it's not a pub, but it's a bar. It's a bar, and it's nice to be out somewhere. Hey.
Is that going to stay there?
Not if I did. You see, it nearly fell. Do you see what happened? Is that I set
There's
it
an
up.
open window there.
If you could see it, there's like a container here for napkins, and I suction cup this thing onto it so it's nice and firm, right? And then I have a power brick here, fairly powerful one that we can use to charge the phone. And then I hooked it over the chair, so when I pulled the chair out to sort of sit down, the whole lot almost went out the window. Oh man, I think we probably should have this over here,
Yes,
don't you?
Yes, that's much better. And you can see what's going on behind your head.
Michelle will do the comments.
I will.
Let me put that right over there so you can see. Oh, we're gonna get a sunset tonight. Who can hang around for the sunset?
So Ben says nice. Is it good? Is that good?
You know where we are, Mert. If you want to come down and join us, man, you're welcome to. We're right opposite the Karakoy to Istiklal Sea ferries. So we're on the Karakoy side. These ferries go across to the Asian side. I think they arrive in Karakoy. We made it. We made it.
So Ben says wonderful view. Dwayne says food is nicer with a good view to go with it.
I still got that taste of garlic in my mouth.
Somebody's saying the sound wasn't syncing, but yes, Eddie's just told them to go back and do it again and click around. Yeah, I just have to mess around with YouTube a little bit. It works. Boris says, you bought the building.
We bought the building. You sit by the window and I'll sit there so I can see my comments.
Okay.
Swap you over, but Michelle by the window. She gets a nice view, and I can sit here, and then I can see the comments on the phone if they come through. Michelle's got her own phone. Margie could have come with us as well. Margie,
Yes.
we're down at Margie's another one of our neighbours. I did actually say
Musical chairs, yes.
musical chairs. It's just now I'm nearer to. Before I was, it's too far away from me. At least I can reach over now. Oh.
So do you want to do a little recap as to why we've not been doing videos and what we've not been,
Okay,
why
yeah.
now we're a bit more relaxed?
Let me get my beer. Let me get a beer. And then we'll have a little recap about this week and why the videos haven't been going up. And ask us some questions.
Yeah.
Maybe if you ask some questions, it'll help me sort of get into a talking mood. So when the sun starts to set, and it's going to become, I think we're going to get a beautiful sunset tonight. I think this is going to be a real gorgeous coloured sunset. When it starts to set, I'll turn the camera so you can see it rather than my.
And at 5 o'clock
ugly
today,
mug.
we had rain and thunderstorms.
We
I thought
had
we weren't going to get
huge
this.
thunderstorm all day, not just 5 o'clock. All day they've
getting
been
late then.
coming down, and it's been. Oh, I can take this off.
I took mine off a long time ago. Yeah, you're getting the glass as well.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah,
Looks
super
beautiful.
well.
Now this is I've taken a liking to this Belmonte beer. Thank you. And we've got a nice ice glass. I might try a different one in a minute, Ben. I'll have a couple.
So Barry says, please show the other side. I
are you
missed my
having?
home. Iran.
I don't.
Well, I was having fruit juice, but didn't have any.
No fruit juice.
No.
Okay, that's.
So Dwayne says, how long till the sun sets? 8:40 was it? He said. They said.
Soon.
Soon.
Soon is the answer to that.
Paul says, have you tried taxi cabs over there? Do they have tourist pricing? Are prices regulate, or do you have to have it?
There are a couple of apps here that you can use for the taxis. Uber doesn't work, Gojek, the usual suspects don't work here in Istanbul, but there are a couple of apps. Oh, my phone's there, I can't tell you what they're called. B-Taxi, yeah, maybe somebody can mention them. They're not bad, but you do have to have a Turkish SIM to register them, so you can't just use them like you can with Uber all over the world. You have to have a Turkish SIM in order to register the apps, which is a bit of a pain. Cheers, everybody.
Yes.
I'm absolutely
Cheers. Chin chin.
chin chin.
I actually got it in a glass. Usually I have to drink it out of the container.
It's so classy.
Classy.
They're still not doing the Iran. They're not
No.
actually making the beautiful foam Iran that we normally have. Let me have a drink.
Yes, you have a drink. Just going back here, it's Amy said, oh gosh, go away. Amy says they've never given a super chat before. Well, thank you, Amy. That was very sweet.
Thank you, Amy.
Eddie says, wow, chilly glass there. Onda says, if the ferry is running to Princess Island, you should definitely check it out. It should be nice right now since there's no
The ferry
tourists.
are running to Princess Island. We talked about going there with a friend of ours today, actually. And I think we should. It's
Yep.
about an hour, 45 minutes or so to Princess Island. Mohammed was saying we should go.
Okay, a few people have
So
said,
Mert,
haven't they?
we should go with Mohammed.
Yes.
Cheers, my friend.
So another a different Mert says,
A different Mert?
Yes.
There cannot be two Merts.
one after the other. Beaumonte and Efes are owned by the same group, by the way.
Yes, but I do believe they're from Istanbul, so I'm trying to drink local beers and not imported beers. None of those German beers, none of those nasty German beers that my friend Mert drinks. I'm trying to drink Turkish beer and give them a flavour. This is quite nice. You can see it's a little bit misty, almost like a sort of yeasty wheat beer, almost like a wheat beer. It's got a little bit of a yeast sort of kick on it, you know, like no hops or anything special in it, but it's quite nice.
So Kunet says, why not try some stuffed mussels along with the beer?
Because I'm wary about mussels, Kunet. I'm wary about them. That guy selling them out there, I don't think this place will sell them. I can have a look.
So Onda says, I think you could catch a ferry from Carrefour. It'd be a really nice day out for you. That's to go to the island.
Yeah, okay, we'll do it. We'll do it.
And Mert Dennis Polat said Uber used to be operational until it was banned.
Yeah, they banned Uber, they banned Booking.com. There's a few things that have been banned you can't use. I got a feeling we're not supposed to be in this section, by the way, because all the top floor and the second floor down, which is where I wanted to sit, all the window side seats were taken up. And I thought, well, I don't want to just sit back in the, you know, whatever.
Without view.
Without a view, not after climbing all those stairs, right? So I was ready to leave, to be honest, because and then this floor was completely empty, and it looks like it might be set up for like a private group or something, but they're quite happy. I don't think anyone's coming in, and they're just sort of allowed us to sit in here. Or maybe it's easier for them to keep everybody in the same area. Quite often a lot of restaurants and bars and things, they like to keep everybody in the same area. That way they can sort of distribute the staff. But we're not going to be any trouble here. You know, Michelle and I are not going to be a lot of trouble.
So Ben, Dwayne and Paul and Barris all say cheers.
Cheers, cheers. Sante, salut.
And Ben wants to know what drink I have. It's called Ayran. It's a yogurt
Michelle
drink.
likes this. She loves the ayran here. It's almost like a salt
Salty
lassi.
lassi.
It's a yogurt drink.
It usually comes in a little container like
Yeah,
this.
you normally, it's nothing nothing that special when you get it in the container like this. Though I think when you get it anyway, it's probably coming in, I think even if you get it the foaming one in the streets, which it has a great big sort of foam head on it, it probably is just the same stuff but run through some pipes. But Michelle really likes that. She wanted a fruit, like a fruit juice or a fruit punch or something, but they haven't got any fruit juice. It's on their menu, but
So Barry says, thanks Steve for buying Turkish beers. I love your attitude.
yeah, you've got to. I mean, you've got to, and as local as possible if I can. And I do believe this particular beer was or is originally from here in Istanbul. So I wouldn't drink a beer. I don't drink a lot of beer anyway.
Onda says, have you tried Bamanti?
Bamonti. I have it here.
Bamanti.
This one.
So Paul says, nasty German beers. You're not drinking the right ones, my friend.
If I'm in Germany, right, I'm going to drink the lovely German beers.
And Turkey.
Some of the best. But I'm teasing my friend Mert, who actually only drinks the German beers here in Turkey. And I said to him, why are you drinking that rubbish? You're here in Turkey, you know. But that's what he likes. And people who like their beers have quite often are fairly narrow in what they drink. Quite narrow-minded, like my friend Mert.
Well, Mert says there is only a real Mert.
There's only one Mert.
Yes, and then the other Mert underneath you, Mert, says Beaumonte used to be made in the Beaumonte Beer Factory. The factory is now a brewery, restaurant, event hall kind of complex.
I don't know if there's a microbrewery industry here in Turkey. Maybe anybody making any interesting dark beers at all. That would be really fascinating to try. I'd love to see. I did see in the supermarket they sell dark beers, but they were imported, so there's no point. I can drink those when I get to that country. You know, Michelle and I travel a lot, so you know, if we really want to try Peruvian beer, we'll try it when we get to Peru. But no, we're not going to Peru. We're not going to
Not on the
Peru.
cards, not yet.
Not on the cards at the moment.
Dwayne says it washes the garlic taste away.
It has already gone.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So,
Dwayne.
so is my Aaron.
Yeah, but that pastrami, I really fancied going in there and getting something savoury, but the pastrami put me right off. We also went to, I shouldn't say that. I had some Turkish delight in a place during the lockdown, and it was really bad. It was off, like super off. And I think it's because they're not selling it. The turnover was so slow that they were allowing their stock to go rancid a little bit.
That wasn't so good.
And that's, I'm a little wary as to where I want to eat. So I like to see a lot of customers in a place before I go in there.
So Eddie said, I tend not to like bitter drinks, so I've never been much of a drinker of alcohol.
Michelle doesn't drink any alcohol, and people often find that a little bit peculiar, but she never has. So, you know, she loves other drinks, you know.
So Mio says, Bello, Steve and Michelle.
Hello, Mio.
How are you both? Trust you very well. Beard looking fab, Steve.
Still a bit itchy. Still a bit itchy. It almost came off today.
It frequently almost comes off, but he's persevering. Sally says,
So am I.
cheers, Steve.
Persevering.
Persevering.
So we went out. The reason we haven't put videos up this week, and I do apologise for not putting up enough videos this week, is we set off on probably last weekend to do a first video, which was a walk through the town, and it felt wrong, and I started with a sort of upbeat, positive feel to the video for about 30 seconds, and then a whole bunch of people in masks annoyed me, and I lost it a little bit, so we didn't do that. We went to Beşiktaş, another section of Istanbul, to film there, and we had a kebab. I said to Michelle, let's stop and have something to eat because we were a bit hungry, so I was filming, went into a kebab shop that somebody said was quite good. It was quite cheap, I must admit, but the kebab was...
I'm just laughing because Mert's saying you've got a Bomonti in the FS class.
I know, man.
But someone said they're the same. They're the same company.
Yes.
Anyway,
And
carry on.
okay, so we had a kebab in this little place in the touristy area of Beşiktaş, and the sauce that was on the kebab tasted like tinned Campbell's soup, like tinned. No, it didn't taste like tinned Campbell's tomato soup. It was tinned soup. I don't know whether it was Campbell's or not, but it was just really, really disappointing, and everything was really touristy. So again, I went from being a little bit like, come on, let's go to Beşiktaş, to, oh, I'm sick of this place, I hate this. I was losing it, and I can't pull my head out of it when I'm like that. So we've tried 3 times this week to make videos, and we've just lost it. I'm going to probably compile a few of the less controversial clips and explain why. I think Michelle and we just need a change.
I think our heads just wasn't in it.
Our heads are not in
There's so much,
this travel lark at the moment.
because there's so much we can't do.
We're having a lot of problems because Michelle really wants to do the Camino de Santiago, as do I. But she's been pushing it a little more lately, saying, look, there is a way we can do it. But it does mean arriving in Spain right in the middle of July and walking the Camino de Santiago through July and August. And everything that we've read says this is just going to be really hot. You're going to have to walk early mornings. It's not going to happen. But, and there's a chance because there isn't enough, it's not like leafy covered walkways. It could be several hours of walking in the open sun, and I think it'll be just too much. So we've kind of
He is right.
I'm erring towards doing it in September time when the weather starts to cool down. Another plan, we had planned to meet some family friends in Greece in August time, but they can't get to Greece because they were going to be over there in sort of late July, and we were going to be meeting them for a sort of get together. That's all gone pear-shaped. We talked about going into other countries in Europe, but the restrictions on travel are still there, and some countries, when you get to them, you've got to put yourself in quarantine for 14 days. And I tell you what, I'm just sick of Corona, so sick of Corona and all the nonsense that goes around it, that I'm just not a good person to be filming. Is that yours or mine?
That's yours. I've got mine. No,
This-
we're both sick of it.
I can't
you know.
wait. We're both.
We can't
When I can make a
plan
little
anything.
bonfire out of my stupid mask, that will be the day you'll watch me celebrate as I sort of dance like a little nymph around a burning pile of masks. That will be my day of redemption.
So Ben says there has to be a way with dealing with the heat, and Annie says you're not fit enough, Steve. So Ben says he is as fit as a fiddle. Thank you very much.
I'm. Did you not see me come up those
He
stairs?
came up the stairs. We didn't come in the
Just
lift.
straight up the stairs.
And back down again.
I only stopped 4 times on each level. To be honest, no, we're not fit enough to walk the Camino de Santiago. That actually is the case. We know that it will be a struggle, but we don't mind that. Look at the colours. Look at the blue. It's turning to this beautiful blue now. Okay, how can I get that so my gorgeous face is in it? And
You have to lean forward
there we
a
go.
bit
I'm
more.
sitting right on the edge here now.
Like out of the way.
I'm here. Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. Michelle, can you stop spoiling the blue?
So Annie says not after all this downtime. You're not fit.
No, but then no, I don't want to be fit at the beginning of the Camino. There's no point in doing the Camino. It's no point turning up in my jogging vest and sort of like Adidas trainers.
And as Paul is reminding you, a man without a balcony is not a man.
I've got to work on the balcony, you see. I've got to drag that balcony with me around the first sort of 20 days, Paul. I reckon by the time we get to the end of the Camino de Santiago, I shall be balcony-less. How would you say it? Without balcony.
See, we could do it in the heat, but then we wouldn't be walking particularly fast. Not that we want to walk fast, but we want to, we want to be able to walk at a pleasant pace. And with the heat, you're not going to do it. So September may be a better time.
That and the potential. We know we were touring around Australia for a year last year, so we know from our own country's climate just how draining the heat can be, and a few people, my good friend Mert here and a few other people have said to us that the heat will be too much in August, late July and August. So anyway,
It's just me pushing it a little bit, but we've discussed it and come back round
we
to
both
it.
need a massive
We do.
change in our routine at the moment. How gorgeous is that blue? It's coming through
It's
now.
coming through on it's coming through on the picture.
And I think we're going to get this gorgeous pinks.
Nice breeze coming in.
You know what'll happen? It'll just go
It'll go
black. Just go black. I think because we've got a lovely cloud cover today, and we've had a really nice sort of couple of big rainstorms today. I think we're going to get the most amazing sunset tonight.
Who's joining us?
So, any other questions?
Your Ben says, am I trying to convince myself July isn't a good idea? He's convinced me. Because we've always talked about it. We're either going to be spring or autumn. It was always the two, wasn't it? And then we said definitely spring.
We'd really set our hearts on doing it in May, and it would have been May and June would have been the perfect time towards the walk Camino de Santiago. Before the summer holidays, before the big family groups start to rock up, and the weather would still be, warm but cooler, fresher mornings and cooler, fresher evenings.
Because you can always put an extra layer on, but it's more difficult when you're too hot.
Yeah. And also, if you're walking in that sort of heat, you can dehydrate very quickly, and you can get sunstroke very quickly.
So Ben says, won't everyone else be doing it in September as well?
Well, I'm hoping, Ben, that no one else is going to do it at all, because
A lot more
I
people-
like I like company, Ben, so I actually don't mind if everybody's doing it.
I don't think it will be as busy though, because a lot of people they can't just do it at the drop of the hat. They had it planned for May. They can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to do it in September," like we can do. They have to, book it for next year or put it somewhere, do it at a different time. So I don't think it will be as busy, but it doesn't matter. It's as busy as it is, isn't it?
Yeah,
Deal
I
with it.
mean, we'll deal with it.
So Chris the Butcher and Friend says that beer looks awesome, Steve.
Cheers, Chris.
Eddie says, if only you had another thunderstorm just in the distance, you could get epic lightning and storm structure and epic cloudy sunsets in reds and golds. That would be cool, wouldn't it?
It would be very cool. Lots of epics going on there, though.
And he says, what other alternatives do you have for the summer?
That's the limitations. You know, it's kind of, you know, what can we do this summer that does, you know, we can tour around Turkey, but there's a real, I'm struggling with the mask wearing mentality and the distancing, and I know I can't explain it too easily, but I'm struggling a little bit. And also we've been here now for nearly 4 months, and I think I feel now that I'd like to come back to Turkey. I think I'd like to come back to Turkey with a fresh head in a few months' time, or maybe early next year or something like that. So we'll see. We're up and down at the moment.
So Mio said, definitely a walk I want to do. I'm a big walker.
I don't want to, for example, go to my friend. One of our friends is in Bodrum at the moment, and he's saying there's just nobody there. The tourists aren't coming at the moment, and he said a lot of the mask wearing, a lot of the social distancing. I don't really want that memory of Turkey. I don't want the only memories I have of Turkey to be social distancing and mask wearing, if you know what I mean.
Everyone's asking what we're having for dinner, but we're eating here. Just having a drink.
No, we're just having a drink. We might check it out. I when I was eating the other day on camera, I thought it's not me, you know, to sit and just eat meals and chew. And Sweden, yeah, we talked about Germany, we talked about Sweden, we talked about South America, we talked about back into Asia, we talked about China.
It's just the restrictions that are in place, you know, actually getting into these countries might be difficult, you know.
Yeah, some countries at the moment, and it's funny because although it feels like we're just getting into the summer, you have to remember it's just 3 months and then you're back into autumn, you know. So although blink and you miss it quite often in a lot of countries in Europe, you know, the summer, not like in Australia, we have all year summers. All year summers, you know, blink and you miss it sometimes. So you've got to pick your times carefully, and this is the right time of year to go to the Scandinavian countries, certainly between sort of May and September or October time. But there's a lot of restrictions, you know, so we'll see.
We're working on it.
So
so Ben says, yeah, but it's not just that, Michelle. Do you want to be forced to wear a face mask for 10 to 20 hours on a flight, even if you can't go to some countries? I wouldn't.
That's the other problem as well. We travel with a lot of stuff people don't normally travel with, a lot of technically valuable electronic equipment. Fragile stuff that I don't want to check in to the I've done this in the past. I've checked stuff in on planes and lost it, had it damaged, and so there is a certain amount of stuff that Michelle and I we have to carry, and it's a lot more than most of you when you're traveling. It's literally our bags, our backpacks are chock-a-block with just electronics and valuable
our limit or above.
And they're saying at the moment that when you fly, you can't check in that luggage. You can't carry on that luggage. You have to check it in. And I tell you, there isn't a way on God's earth that I'm going to check in some of my equipment into the bellies of those planes. From experience, it's just not the sensible thing to do.
And we've only got small suitcases, so it's not as though we can say, okay, we'll put it right in the middle so it won't get damaged.
We're travelling light. I mean, our bags that we do check in are not much bigger than, are actually not any bigger than what most people carry. So we have a very limited amount of luggage, but most of our luggage, you see that behind me?
Firework.
Oh, guys.
Get out of the way.
No, you're out the way.
We organised this just for you guys.
Here we go. Thank you very much.
We thought if we sit here long enough, they'll start it for us.
Yes, the fireworks, that is for your pleasure. Now that's the start. It means we might get a nice, that can quite often roll. The amount of fireworks displays they had during the curfews in Turkey, we'd sit in our apartments, nobody's allowed out, and you hear like an hour of fireworks, ba-dong, ba-dong, ba-dong, and you're just in your mind, you're just seeing a guy down at the waterfront letting off fireworks with an audience of one. That was nice, right over our shoulders.
Dwayne says, nice fireworks. What are they for?
They're just
you guys?
For you guys, I
Yeah.
organised that.
You know, we had a word with Erdogan and said, can you just set them off for us?
You want?
Eddie says, for fun, I think. Eric says, thank you for the fireworks. Steve and Michelle.
You're welcome. That was just the love between Michelle and I. Every time I nearby fireworks hit the sky. Oh, sorry, where's my ring? Will you marry me?
Been there, done that.
Well, that was nice, wasn't it? That would have been a lovely proposal, wouldn't it? I'm sat here, the fireworks go off in between, and I proposed to Michelle, and there we go.
Ben says, remarry.
Remarry. Must be kidding, Ben.
Only on Steve's kitchen, of course.
They'll be going off again in a minute. That was just a test. We've got a
That
bigger
was the prelim,
event,
was it?
so
Mia says, renew the vows.
hit that thumbs up for more
Yes.
fireworks. Hit that thumbs up, more fireworks.
What are you looking at, Mert?
I am. Look at the colour of that sky, and it is that blue. It's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Let's hope we're going to get some. What time is it now?
9:06.
9:06. Do you think the sun's gone all the way down?
Ben says, where's the glorious sunset? I think it might have gone down.
What do you mean, where's the glorious sunset?
You've got beautiful skies, Ben, and you've had fireworks.
Look at the golden sunset.
See, it's glinting.
Just,
With the moon in the background.
yeah, look, there's the moon. Ah, dear. Where is our sunset?
What do you mean you've been duped, Ben?
It's beautiful over there, Ben. Over there, it's gorgeous. I never thought you'd see it, but look, it's the
It's
whole of the
beautiful.
sky over
It's-
there is a crimson orange.
Orange,
It's just
purples, pinks.
purples
Beautiful.
and pinks. It's like Lowry's jockstrap rising in the background. Yeah, I did say that.
Eddie says beer o'clock.
Beer o'clock.
Mio says the thumbnail mentioned one. No, it says searching for sunsets. Didn't say we were going to find one.
No, we found it. It's that. There is the mosque,
Yeah, you just described it to us, said Ben.
and there is the sunset. Look at that. Look at that,
Beautiful.
Michelle.
Beautiful. All the ferries out there. You still
What?
there?
Blue. This end of the
Yeah, this
sunset's
one's
blue.
This is the blue end.
The blue bit. The red bit's over there. I still think we're going to get one. I'm very. You hear seagulls?
So Ben says, since when do the video producers troll the audience? When we're in charge, Ben. So Mert, the other Mert, says the window's facing southeastish. Maybe that's the reason. And Eddie says you're optimistic, Steve.
Look at
See,
that.
it's beautiful though. Look at that.
Look at that.
It might not be a sunset, but it is beautiful, isn't it? You can't
Okay.
sort of say
Let
the
me-
blue hour.
It is the blue hour. Let me show you what we have. Okay, let's turn you around.
Beautiful amber blue. Almost purple. Don't drop the camera. Sunette said seagulls equals to evoke Donna.
And there is where the sunset is going to be. If it drops, if it starts to put colour up into the sky,
See, they like the view.
The only thing is I kind of ruined the illusion that we were seeing a purple sunset.
What a nice place to have a drink. It's a very nice place to have a drink. Not sure that's
And
fun.
I'm going to, you're not going to see this, but I'm going to walk on the way back and down near the cobbled street. I didn't want to go down there today because it's like the surface of the moon.
Oh, the one that they pulled up.
And I'm going to see if our fish store is open.
I don't think he will be.
And if he is, I'm going to take a mackerel sandwich home.
We'll take a picture of it. So Sarah says F is blue. Ben says sunset in 20 minutes, Steve.
I might get another beer. And then, where's the menu gone?
I don't know. Took it away. And when you're playing with it.
I'm going to get another beer, and I'll let you guys choose what I have. Excuse me. Can I see the beer menu again? Thank you.
Another drink, good idea. Ben says you too, Michelle. I know if I could drink another one.
No. Sorry. Thank you. So, what
Send it to get a-
beer do we have? Oh,
Frederick.
is this got the beer?
Yeah, the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, the front.
Okay. So, what beer? You have all these beers?
FS the 2 bottle.
So we got FS draft beer, FS no draft.
No draft. Ben.
Not allowed draft, right? Okay, so yeah, there's like same with the ayran. You can only have the packet ayran. Normally you can have the foamed ayran. No. So we got FS malt. Okay, so not much. So this one is just the normal FS. How do you say sheesh? This one? Shishi.
FS Ozhel series.
So this means. So we haven't got. Can I have the FS? Thank you. I thought when I looked before, I thought there was a choice of about 10 different beers, but when I looked, there's only 3, and I think 2 of those are drafts, so they're off the menu. Oh lordy! I was going to let you choose, but there's actually only this one or a different one.
So did you go for the different one?
Yeah, I've gone for the other one. We'll try the
It's
other
this
one.
one or that one, so he's gone for that one.
Do you want a drink?
No. I
No?
couldn't drink another one.
What else do they have here? Let's have a little look. Talk to Michelle a minute, please.
So Ben thought the sunset was in 20 minutes, but he actually got it wrong. It was, as Annie said, 20:39. It is
They
getting dark
have
now.
raki here,
I don't want that.
guys, but I'm not having it. I'll have raki when I go out with friends.
I think it's the very first page, isn't it?
I'm just having a look.
Oh, you're just having a
gently,
look.
See what else they have. So this place is better value than the place along the waterfront. For the food, everything's much better value here.
So Annie says sunrise at 5:30 a.m. Well, we won't be seeing that.
We might see it, but you won't be seeing it.
Eddie said ferry passing by. Yes, ferry passing by. Trundling along.
So tea is, the tea and coffee here is a little more expensive than you would see on the street, but that's to be expected. Look at the view. Look what we've got here. And the food is actually, the fish dishes are less expensive. They're starting at about 25 liras, going up to about 50 liras. So on the waterfront there, they started at 50 liras. And I suspect, looking at the kitchens here, where you saw where the lad was cooking there, I think the quality would be a lot better in here.
So Sue John says, where are you now? Just joined. We're sat in a
We
restaurant
sat in a restaurant in Istanbul.
overlooking the water that's gone a beautiful blue colour now. So blue hour is after sunset. It is indeed.
Blue hour is after golden hour, I think. Have I got that right? Blue hour is after golden
Well, it
hour.
is
But
after
look at
sunset,
that
isn't it?
beautiful. We've not got a sunset, guys. I'm sorry. There is no sunset. I've let you down because it's going to black. It looks a lot bluer now, but we're about to lose the light.
Dwayne said, so if the sunset doesn't happen, the next one is free.
Okay, Dwayne, you've got a deal. The next live stream is free if the sunset doesn't happen.
And he says, I like the deep blue colour. It is very nice,
It's
isn't it?
really pretty.
Yeah. Look at
It's
that.
almost as nice as a sunset, right? That would make a nice thumbnail.
Yeah. But you can't do it afterwards. You have to do it before. Maybe you can keep it for next time.
The thumbnail, by the way, that we used here is one of the mosques on this side with a beautiful sunset. I can't retrospectively get the thumbnails out of the video, obviously. I can retrospectively.
Yeah, but you can't get it ready for it. So Ben says, Dan, I need to refund 0 pence to Steve. And
I take no prisoners in this, you know. I didn't promise you a sunset.
No.
I said looking for sunsets or seeking sunsets.
sunsets.
And actually searching for sunsets was also a little bit sort of metaphorical, because I was talking a little bit about, you know, looking for better things in life, you know, looking a little bit like the grass is greener. So in a way, what I'm saying is we're looking for sunsets at the moment. We're kind of searching for sunsets. You know, we're feeling a little bit melancholy about this whole lockdown that we're having at the moment, as a lot of you are. And we really need something quite drastic to get our heads out of this. And I said to Michelle the other day when we were walking, I said, I almost feel like going to, I know it's almost more of the same, but I feel like going to a commune or something where you're completely isolated from the outside world, just so that we can get away for a month or two from all this nonsense. Thank you, man. Thank you.
And the other glass?
Yeah, I'll take. Thank you. Nice cold glass. Get a fresh cold glass. This time I am having an FS beer
in an FS glass. Very
in an
good.
FS glass.
So pastel potato says, I like that blue. It's really pretty.
It is. Let me just turn it round a
bit
little
more.
bit so you can see it,
That's it. Whoops.
because it's prettier than me.
Mm-hmm. So Ben said, problem is this is worldwide, Steve. I'd be the first to run away from this nonsense if I could.
That's the problem, Ben. Wherever we run, it's the same, you know.
You know, we realise people are in the same situation as us. You know, we're not any different to anybody else.
Yeah, we are. It's much harder for me.
Well, the thing is, as well, we're in an apartment, but there's nothing in that apartment. We haven't got our
Michelle
our hobbies.
She pointed this out to me the other day, you know, and I didn't really take it into account, perhaps from a lady's perspective, from a female perspective, is I'm pretty comfortable in my own head. You know, I can probably meditate for a month and not get too bored with all the crud that's going on up in here. But you know, we've been 4 months, 3.5 months now in a very basic apartment. It's a we're back on in basically a bedsit, a room that has got nothing personal in it of our own. No
Okay, Paul's got to head out. It says, enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you very much for joining us, and thanks
see
for
you
the
next
super
time.
chats,
Thank
mate.
you.
Cheers, Paul. Nothing really personal other than I already said to you, the backpacks that we travel with have just got mainly our YouTube equipment in, handful of clothes, new t-shirt that I bought last week, but generally we've got 2 or 3 t-shirts in total. So this whole period has been with just rolling over the same 2 or 3 pairs of trousers, pants, whatever you want to call them. No, you know, I spoke with my mother the other day, and she was going through some beautiful old videos and photographs from the family. We've got nothing like that. We can't. There's no little hobbies, little bits that we can unbox, nothing I can fix, nothing I can tinker with.
Nothing. We can't really even go into the kitchen and to
You can't really go into the
got no
kitchen and
oven.
do. There's no oven there.
We've
All
got no
we've got is a
supplies.
microwave, a very basic microwave. We've got. So I'm not. This isn't woe is me, but you know what I mean. We've actually been stuck for 4 months in effectively a hotel room, and it is wearing a little bit thin.
Oh, finish that one. It's good before this one warms up. Is that a problem?
Have I got like what do they call it?
Oh.
I've got commentary. oh, pour that. Oh, now I'm going to get in trouble for being rude to you again.
No, he's not being rude to me. That's all right. That's all right.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me, Michelle, for being such an arse. Okay, FS into FS. There we go. A little tiny head on there.
That looks good.
See, a different colour altogether.
It is.
Much
It
more
is.
golden, much more sunsetty. Cheers, Paul. So that we're probably. How dare you? Cabin fever, yes, cabin fever. But actually, the way I see it, because we're used to travelling. We've been travelling a long time, so we're used to some of the peculiarities of what I've described to you there, because we've been living in hotel rooms and Airbnbs for 5 years, apart from the odd break to visit family. Is I feel that we've started to get some sort of like Stockholm syndrome. And when I say Stockholm syndrome, we're almost so comfortable with the mundaneness of what we're doing that we're frightened to break away from it. And it's become a lot of people are feeling the same way. I'm talking to a lot of people. We're all starting to feel the same way. This sort of dystopic world that we're living in has become so. Well, firstly, it's really horrible. Don't get me wrong, and I think for all of you, it's really horrible. And what you're and so is being kidnapped, and so is being abused. These are because technically we're being abused by our own governments and by what's happening now. We're being forced to do things that are unnatural. So what does your brain do? I'm going to get all psychological on you now. What your brain does is in order to survive, it accepts it. Because the alternative is nothing. You can't get away from it. So your brain starts to accept it as the norm. And the longer that happens, the more of this sort of Stockholm type syndrome that you have, to the point, they always say if a kidnappee often becomes familiar and friendly. Cheers, by the way. With their kidnapper, and it isn't because they are actually enamored or friendly. Their mind is actually using the only defense mechanisms it has by accepting it as norm in order to cope with it.
Yes, Annie says it's kind of survival instinct.
It is, and that's what's happening to a lot of you. You might recognize what I'm talking about, and a lot of us. We've kind of, in order to cope with this crazy, stupid world that we're actually stuck in at the moment, we've come to love it. And we're frightened to leave it. And so I said to Michelle, what we need is something so extremely different to what we're doing now in order to get our heads back on track. And it isn't just going to another Turkish town where it's almost a modest extension of what we already have. It's got to be something quite extreme, and that's why the Camino de Santiago it appeals to us even more than it used to. Do you guys understand? Does anyone else feel that? Does anyone else understand? I know Mert's probably not watching now.
No, he is. Just that tonight I'll invite you around for round 2, Jägermeister night.
Jägermeister night. Get me completely blotto.
Eddie says, my aunt just started a 3-month trip, so I'm going to be alone for that long. Guess it's time for me to experiment with my cooking proficiency. Between you and Gordon Ramsay, I should be okay.
Yeah, I mean, just you don't need Gordon, obviously.
Sue John said, we'd love to hear your whole story of your travels. Mio says, yes. Ben says,
There's actually someone playing.
fully understand, I'm in a similar boat. Annie says, I do. Rastrum says, we're going crazy in the US. Mert says, I'm here, Steve. Mio says, you make a lot of sense. Mert says, he's just watching. And Eddie says, ha ha.
Ha ha ha.
But yes, it is somebody playing down there.
When you heard the music earlier on, it was coming out of somebody's boombox. But there's a guy down there playing actually a violin, which is quite nice.
So Eric says 3 months in Antarctica will solve it. Because
I'd do it, you know, I'd do it at the drop of a hat. I need something quite extreme in order to
Mio says,
break
do you
away.
like roller coaster extreme?
That would be too short to fix it. I think we've talked about, what we've talked about, somebody mentioned earlier on, we've talked about getting a van and going travelling in a van. We talked about getting a motorbike and touring around the world in our motorbike, on a motorbike.
We've talked about walking.
We talked about
From here.
getting bikes and going cycling just to get out of this sort of crazy world. So we've talked about we've been looking and researching what sort of, I'm talking pedal bikes now, not motorbikes. When we looked at motorbikes, it seemed really complicated about ownership and registration of bikes if you're not buying them in your home country. So don't bother telling me any information. I've researched the bejeez out of it. We talked about, and then we said, okay, let's just get a couple of bikes and just start pedaling. It doesn't matter where we're going, it doesn't matter where we're heading to, it just gets us on the road. But then our bags that we have now are not ideal. They're brand new bags and we don't really want to lose them or dump them because we've just acquired them. So there's
You've
just
gone through every scenario. haven't
these, and one of these things will probably happen. I suspect the most likely one will be the Camino, because it's something we already have planned. But you can see what I mean, that they're actually a month to 6 weeks walking in the wilderness would do us the world of good at the moment, if that makes any sense. I think we all need some sort of big holiday. I think actually all our governments around the world should pay for everyone to go on a lovely big holiday, just to.
Rastrum says health officers are forcing nonsense on us. Dwayne says the Canadian government wants contact tracing, they are starting it. And Ben said roadblocks everywhere, Steve, that's the frustration.
Roadblocks, mentally and physical, everywhere you go. Tracing coronavirus, look, I'm going to say this one time. I don't believe in the coronavirus. I don't believe in any of this nonsense. I literally and absolutely disagree with what's gone on over these last 3 months. There is not a fibre of my body that agrees with it. If you want to debate it, I do it in another thing. I'm not doing it right now, but I absolutely am 100% against what's going on in the world at the moment.
Mio agrees with you.
I think it's nonsense beyond nonsense. I think we've been sold a complete and utter lemon. And I feel like, you know, the media have been so complicit in this, as to the point that they almost orchestrated the whole story. And now, just as we, you know, I knew what was going to happen. I said to somebody last month sometime, you know, something like, and I hate to say this, but something like 9/11 will come along and pull the media's attention away so much from coronavirus. They're all bored. Oh, coronavirus, who cares? Let's get on with it. And of course it did. You know, the chap in the US who was brutally attacked by the police is their new toy that they're playing with. So now, in order to defect, you can almost not get the media to talk about the coronavirus. It's like, no, that's so passé, the coronavirus. Now, we are seeing more and more these medias, this sort of manipulation. And what's frustrating is just how gullible people are, how we just suddenly sort of say, oh yeah, you know, that's the new norm, you know. And I can prove this to you, but I can't prove it to you now. But I guarantee you, within 2 months from now, another story will be the big story. I can't tell you what it'll be, but I guarantee you there'll be a new story, and the media will be chasing it like a dog with a rag. And everybody in the world will think it's the big story, and we'll all be just completely perplexed by it.
So Mio, Annie, and Rastrum all agree with you. Rastrum said, I've gone rebel, no mask. Mio said, good to be a rebel.
It's good to be a rebel, but it's also, you know, it's important to not allow people to manipulate us in the way that they're doing at the moment.
So Mio says, if your TV is on and the news is on, you're being manipulated.
Absolutely.
More customers.
Good evening. We have... So, any other questions? We're probably going to wrap up shortly, actually, because what have we been going for 3 hours?
Yes. We started at 6:30, it's 9:30 now.
Merck.
Mio says it's funny. You're too busy watching.
I am. We've got new
So Mert
guests
says,
turned up.
Steve, my question is,
Who said?
Mert,
Which Merck? Our Merck.
yeah, my question is, and then there's nothing else.
Yeah.
Eddie says, what about your dinner?
Oh, we'll sort something out. I told you I'm not going to be eating.
Sarah says, violin. Yes, it's beautiful down there. We're being serenaded. And Mert says, what should I do? That's his question.
Get the coffee on, Merck.
Yeah, we're coming back.
We'll be home in 30 minutes.
We've got to
I'm
come
kidding,
up.
I'm kidding.
We've got to come up the hill. It might be longer.
We'll probably be at least a couple of hours before we get back tonight, Merck, I think. Right.
Yes.
Ben, you said you weren't going to be in tonight, and you've been here for almost the whole thing, so thank you very much. Thank you to... Shall we wind up?
Yes. I'm not going to read Ben's question because it's a long one. It'll get him going again. You're going to wind up? You've still got a whole glass of beer to drink there.
That's right.
It's all right.
We'll enjoy it.
Multitasking. I think it's going to trip when places are open. Very useful. So Z Ayub says, planning on a trip there when places open up. Very useful content. Thanks from the UK. And Ben says he's multitasking. Me, not Steve. Yeah, I know you, Ben. You finished work. And Kuniet says, you seriously going to climb all the way back up to Istanbul now? Of course.
Of course.
We always climb up.
What options do we have?
Take the tunnel. No, we walk. It's good for us. Rastrum says, next news, India-China war.
It'll be something. It'll be something.
And Ben says, no, we're just going to fly there.
Look, we've got other guests. We've got other guests here now, so we're going to crack on because it seems a little bit rude and a little bit. So, love to you all.
Yes.
Be good. We will be putting up a video this weekend, I hope, but
We'll try.
I will try. If not, I'll do another live show soon. All right.
Yes. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Be good.
Bye.
Take care. See you next time.